video brought to you by Coffee Brand Coffee. It's the best coffee branded coffee that's coffee that's branded coffee. It's coffee. It's really good coffee. You should check it out. Go to coffeebrandcoffee.com. Use promo code VETS. That's VETS VETS. Get 10% off. Coffee! Saturday, everybody. Welcome to Skinemax Saturday here on Vets Talking, where I am a sad Packer fan after having watched my Packers lose last night.
And I'm pissed that the Chiefs won.
Oh, dude, I wasn't even able to watch the damn game. CBS isn't available on DirecTV here, motherfucker. So the Chiefs won, huh? All right.
Yep.
For all of my Missourians in here, because I do live in Missouri, congratulations to your Chiefs. I'm like 50-50. I don't care if it's Chiefs or the Bills. They're both good teams, but yeah, the Chiefs are now basically the new Patriots. Like, they just keep on winning, so everyone wants to see them lose. So, anyways.
No, I've always hated them because I'm a Raiders fan, and they can go fuck themselves.
You're a Raiders? You're a fucking Saints fan. How many teams do you have?
How many times do I have to explain this to you? I am a Raiders fan, and they fucked over Carr.
Okay, what was the thing about you being a Saints fan, though?
Derek Carr went from the Raiders to the Saints. The Raiders fucked over Derek Carr because Josh McDaniels was the fucking problem, and they
I swear you never explained this.
Halfway through the season.
Okay.
And then proceeded to fire Josh McDaniels because he was the fucking problem the entire fucking time. But no, they blamed Derek Carr when it clearly was not Derek Carr's fucking fault.
Man, we got Gal pissed before we even started. Holy shit.
It shows. But hey, that's good. Hopefully it'll make for a great show tonight. That's how it should be.
Yeah, see, look, Gal, you're a woman. you assume we listen? Come on. Gal, how you doing? Happy Saturday.
I'm good. Sorry. Someone mentioned my hat in the chat. Happy Sunday on our Skinemax.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting it's fucking Sunday. Yeah.
I'm good. A little distracted because someone recognized my my beanie. So.
What's your beanie?
Montana Grizz.
I have no idea who that is.
It's my college team.
Okay. That makes sense. What's up, Blue Cord Devil? All right. He's already starting off with the shots. How many more do we got? Nick, Blue Cord Devil dropped $500 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I agreed to owe him credit on taking shots. And I do believe he's been good about keeping track and not trying to just get me drunk. Even though he's a degenerate fucking infantryman, so I have no doubt he might just be trying to fuck me over. Plus, he might not be able to count.
I think he's a little bit of both in this regard.
Love you, Blue Cord. All right, let's get this show started.
It has begun.
Hey, help me, please.
Stupid Howley. Whoa!
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. Take that.
You got him. You got him. Enough.
Are you okay?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
I'll be right back. Hey, come
No.
here.
I think he's out enough.
Cheers to you, Blue Cord.
You
14? No, Blue Cord, that's not right. No. Wasn't it like just on Thursday? I swear he said it was like 14 left at the beginning, and then he made me take like 8 shots.
I was late on Thursday, so I can't help you here.
Blue Court, that does not sound right, dude. That does not sound right. But for $500, dude, I'm going to take your word for it, dude. I appreciate the fuck out of it. What was that from? Yeah, I didn't know right away either. That apparently that was from 51st States.
That's not what I didn't ask that.
No, Boosh McFadden did.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I don't care about you, gal.
Well, because I was trying to say something
Shut.
to you, and then you started talking because you're a woman and you can't shut the fuck up.
It's my show. I'm supposed to talk.
You are supposed to talk. That'd be crazy if you hosting your own show and you're just standing there existing and breathing oxygen.
Well, at least he's
You know what?
sober
I will remain silent so green-haired anti-liberal can talk on my show.
No, you're
All right.
fine.
I guess the show is hers then. Her show. Are we gonna do a nerdotic? Like we gotta come to her version of that.
I was just trying to help you with
yeah,
your show
bitch.
because you keep cutting yourself off when you play your shots videos, but I'll keep it to myself.
I always forget that I do because there's a delay. So I forget that I gotta fucking hit the button a little bit after I'm done talking.
Mhm.
Because for my perspective, I'm hitting the button as soon as I'm done the sentence, but I forget that there is the time delay. So
I was just trying to remind you of that, but apparently I'm trying to take over your show by
Yes.
talking. Oh no, I'm done now.
no.
What did I
I
come
just gonna-
into?
Yeah, right.
You came into the gal show.
Right.
Skinemax gal is what you just walked into.
Or butthurt Adam.
I'm not butthurt. I'm butthurt because my Packers lost last night. That's all. All right, what's up, Devil?
What's up?
You got your rank show done already?
Yeah, we got done, and then we were talking in the back, and I was all, "Oh crap, it's already 7. I gotta go, guys." So took a couple more minutes.
You're
Ah,
on Pacific. I did not know that. I learned something new today.
Yeah, he's in California.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in
I'm in
California.
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 Where else
Screw
does the devil live?
screw your freedoms.
Oh man, he's never gonna live that down. Even though he apologized a year and a half later, that's gonna be with him for the rest of his life, which is really ironic considering where he came from. It don't make no sense.
Yeah, I saw. I can't remember if it was him or someone else was saying something about how great of a president he would be if he could. And I immediately went to that video and I tagged that video on there of him saying, "Screw you, freedom." Oh yeah, great president that doesn't care about the freedoms of Americans. Yeah, he'd be great.
And if you've had him as your governor, you would know even more. He wouldn't be good.
Say, even if you took that out of the equation, let's just pretend he never said anything like that. Yeah, he doesn't got much of a backbone, which is ironic because once upon a time he had a literal physical backbone. Now, but he's definitely, as far as a mental thing, as a politician, he did not. He pretty much gave the opposition everything they wanted and so much more.
Yeah, I still can't believe looking back that he was a quote unquote Republican governor of California. Give me a break, fucking Republican, kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Nick, how you doing? Welcome back. I thought that you were on. I thought you'd been on here only twice. Apparently, you've been on 3 times now. I guess you popped in.
I think tonight's. Oh, I think I may have popped in.
Yeah, you popped in one point on no show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, yeah. I thought it was only twice, but apparently this is your 4th time now back on Bet's Talking. Welcome, man. Happy to have you.
Hey, I'm happy to be back. Really, really happy about this. Has been looking forward to this. So good to hang out with you once more. It feels like it's been awesome crossing paths a lot lately. We got to keep this gravy train rolling. Hello to the Vets Talking chat. Good to hang out with you, of course, Adam, Devil, and Gal. So let's have fun night. We got some interesting topics to talk about on Skinemax Sunday edition.
Yeah, buddy.
4 times. That makes you like the Alec Baldwin of Vets Talking, like he is to Saturday. What's it called? Saturday Night
Live.
Yeah, Gal Dunk.
All right. Well, welcome, long-haired Alec Baldwin.
Don't shoot, buddy.
Just don't let this man have any firearms.
Hey, don't worry. My shots are a bit rusty. It's gonna be all right.
Oh, speaking of chat, let's say hi to some amazing people that have been dropping in here already. Venom Blade popped in. It's not a problem. You haven't been here. I'll get to a text here in a minute. Ruben, Saturday, it's Sunday. Day drinking again? Yeah. I thought it was Saturday all day. I went all day today thinking it was Saturday. I am not a well man.
Blame it on
My brain
Packers.
does. Yeah. I might have had a little bit to drink after the Packers lost. I think I'm forgiven. But yeah, Venom Blade, his 49-year-old brother was killed Sunday by a drunk driver.
Oh, sorry, man.
Very, very sorry to hear that. Oh, sorry, didn't even hear you come in there, Rob.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, buddy?
Sorry, I'm late.
No, you're good, man. When is society going to figure out if you drink, don't drive? Dude, I mean, if only it was that easy. The thing is that, especially people who are younger, they just, they think they're invincible, right? I mean, just, I can go out, I can have just a couple of beers and I'll be fine. And one thing leads to another. And then you have drunk logic. So,
Moderation is not taught in any medium, whether it's drinking, video gaming, partying. Moderation is a word that seems to be a little bit memory hold. It's just go all in, and like there's a time and place for that. And I'm not even talking about drinking and drive. I'm just talking about when you party, you have fun, but it's just we don't ever think about balance with these things, and we're never taught about balance. Even with cell phones, every little aspect of our life, we're not taught about moderation, and that's including that. It's unfortunate. So we're going to have to teach that ourselves.
Yeah. When you're in the military, like you get double punishment when you're in the military. You get punished by the civilian court, and you also get punished even worse on the military side. You get demoted. You'll get what's called Article 15. So you'll have to get, and Rob, what level of an Article 15 would that be? I mean, that's battalion level?
A field grade.
Or
field grade, yeah.
Yes, I mean isn't that like what was it, like 75 and 75? Something like
40,
that.
45 and 45.
45 and 45.
Yeah.
Yes, that means 45. 40. You had one of those?
Not for a DUI, but just for other things. This was like pre GWAT, pulling fire alarms in the barracks and stuff. Just shenanigans. Yeah.
So at least you were dumbass private at the time. You weren't like like E7 or anything like that. Because that's the worst things. I've known guys who've gone through that. Like they'll get a DUI or something. Like I mean, they could be a staff sergeant or sergeant first class. You'll lose a fucking stripe. You'll get demoted. Yeah, you got a fucking 45 days of extra duty, 45 days of restriction to. It would be the barracks. I don't know how that works. If you had BAH, you're living off post. What would you be restricted to?
You're confined to a mileage restriction.
Oh.
But
so, yeah,
that one they like if you're off post, they really just go after your 45 extra duty and then your dock of pay and rank.
Yeah,
it's like the big one.
So yeah, anyways, like we're saying, you have to deal with everything in the court. So you can you got all that shit you got to deal with the DUI with the court, and you get fucking butt slapped by the military. So it's one of those things like I said, it still happens. There are dumbasses out there who'll still do it, but oh my God, all 9 years I was terrified of getting a DUI. So,
there was a time before GWAT that the zero tolerance or the no tolerance rule came into effect. Because back in the day, back in the mid 90s, late 90s, there was a lot of people that got DUIs. They got in trouble with the civilian court and then got a slap on the wrist within the military. And this was like a mid-late 90s. You'd always hear, and it would depend obviously who you were, but if it was like an NCO, senior NCO, or an officer or something like that, they would not be held to the same same punishment as the young E4s and E5s.
Yeah, so, and I'm sure that got to a point where people were probably getting so pissed off because that's just you got to hold the same standard, man. It's like that shit happens. Well, I mean, say at least in this situation, yeah. There's so
Yes,
much
it
other
should.
shit.
I
There's so much
agree.
other shit that is, incredibly unfair. I know exactly where you're going with that, Tiff. But at the very least, at least now there's zero tolerance. It doesn't matter what rank you are. You're still going to get fucking, field grade ARC 15. You're going to get demoted and all that shit. So, anyways. But yeah, Venomblade, dude. So sorry, man. So sorry to hear that.
Rest in peace, man. Rest in
Rest
peace.
in peace to you, bro. Yeah. See, JB. Well, at least we're only a few minutes late. All right. Ruben Christopher Haynes, this show's going to be.
Yeah.
There it is. There are two Flavors of Nickweiser. GR, what's up? Good evening, GR. Mike has bad knees. What's up? What's up? Beazel Hub. Be here in a minute. Thank you. Star Wars Dog, another Marine Corps veteran. Hoorah. Seal 77. What's up, Seal 77? Nice to see a Grizz fan. Greenhead Antiliba. Yeah. Seal, were you a Navy SEAL? I mean, that picture looks like it could be Navy SEAL. Welcome.
Looks like it.
Cool. See, who else have we got? Albat Witch Wiggler. Is this one of your people, Nick? I've never seen this name in the chat.
I have not seen that name before, but hey,
So
welcome
Alba
to the show.
Twitch would probably be it. Alba Twitch.
Alba Twitch.
Alba
Twitch.
Twitch.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Alba Twitch. Welcome, Alba Twitch, if you're brand new here. We had so many people, brand new people, pop in for when Gary Beekler was here, so I'm sure there's probably like a lot of people who I just didn't even see the chat.
Dude, that's good.
chat was-
That means people genuinely liked you. They didn't just come here for just the Nerd Rock show. They actually came back. And that's
Dude.
you gotta give yourself credit for that, because it's one thing when you have a big guest on and it's fun, it's great, you're in the big moment, you got the big crowd. But the trick is, can you get those people to come back? And clearly you got people coming back. You're doing something that I can honestly say I've not seen many people do when they get a big name like that on. So
I appreciate
just
that. I
saying,
really appreciate that.
I did catch that pattern. That's good.
Yeah.
That's real good.
Yeah, we had 11,000 total views for that show and 300 new subscribers. So yeah, that was very, very good fucking show. Very good show. I would say I was overwhelmed, but thankfully I've been doing this enough now that, I mean, yeah. I don't know. It's just, yeah, it blows me away. I still can't believe that shit happened. Thank you so much to Nerd Rod for coming on and being so generous with this time. Boosh McFadden, Gal was Wesley. Guess on the Star Trek Engage show.
Yeah.
Bush is awesome, dude.
Blue Cord Devil, Hail Gals, and everyone else. Let's let it begin. That is right. We did our shots. Oh man, where else? Who else do we got in here? I know we have like two JBs, so I always forget which one is which. We have a JB with no space and JB with a space. So if I already said hi to the other one, then hi JB with the space.
What about the avatars? The avatar would probably be good to indicate avatar remembrance.
Yeah, so I know he has an avatar here. I think the other JB doesn't even have an avatar. It's just green with his letters JB.
Yeah.
Shaka Zulu! Hail chat! Hail to you, Shaka Zulu! What else we got? Oh, Queen Mama of the Vial. What is up? Says, I'm not military. Sister and niece and others are just retired a year ago. Thank you so much for what you do for us. Thank you, Queen Mama. Obviously brand new. Welcome to Vets Talking. I say at the end of every single one of my show, you don't got to be a veteran to be here. Just don't get butthurt. That's it. That is it. We are welcome to all. Cliff Anderson, what is up? And that is it. Queen says, I love listening to the military info. Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate that. Oh, Craig Tier popping in right there. Didn't even mean to click on that. Dana White for vice president. Yes. Love and respect, Patriots. Hangover gang from Canada. What is up, buddy? Someone else popping in. Gal's awesome. No, I disagree.
Did you see what Dana White recently said?
Was that in regards to the video we played the other week, the dude who's saying, yeah, anyways, he said, I'm not going to censor anyone. Okay, what was it that he said?
Go ahead, Rob.
No, I didn't hear what happened. I just heard Sean Strickland's rant.
Yeah, so it was
viral.
after Sean Strickland's thing, like the next day, reporter was starting his questions by saying that obviously you let people have like more of a leash to talk about their stuff, and he laid into them.
Yeah,
like leash. This is free speech. I don't have a leash on anybody, and goes into basically a little tirade, and then
I gotta watch that.
Yeah, it's great, man. Yeah, he rips into them. Yeah, it's Dana White is the man. I can't believe that they are what media should be, and the media just fucking hates them for it. I mean, every single time they try to get one of the fighters or get Dana into one of those gotcha fucking kind of moments, and they are relentless. They are the key fucking epitome of what everyone should do to handle media, handle the news, and handle these fucking psycho leftists. Never back down and never apologize. Fucking bury them. That's what everyone needs to do.
No, everyone should be doing that. And it's so weird because you look at this hardcore leftism mentality. It's almost in every facet of culture, every major institution. And God forbid, there's one thing that they don't have control of, and they have to make such a big fuss about it. Like, really, you guys just want a straight up monopoly on every single aspect of our lives. That's like psychopathic. Who cares if you don't have everything? And that's such a weird mentality to have. Why do you need to have control over everyone's thoughts, how they think? And the fact that they want to get into the UFC with it, it's psychopathic. But that said, though, with Dana White, preferably in a perfect world, I'd rather not have anyone talk about politics, social stuff. But to be fair, in defense of Dana, if you're going to have people do talk about it, you got to let everyone speak or no one speak. And he does let everyone speak. And he does have people in the UFC who are definitely not like him. But hey, he has the Jorge Masvidals who are more like him, and he has other guys who are more BLM types of the Marxist organization type. So I'm fine with that. If I have to have politics and everything, then I'll let it swing both ways rather than have this only one side exist and nothing else.
Mm-hmm. My favorite part of those whole interactions is watching the flame fizzle out on those reporters who are like seeking validation of their offense or
or
and like why are you not offended like I am? And then like don't you need to be offended? Then shouldn't we all band together? And they're like, no, be offended. I don't care. And then they just fizzle out, and it's like, yes, I love it.
I mean,
it's
honestly,
collectivism.
Beyond what Sean Strickland said, I was in favor of his shirt. It was hilarious.
Yeah, what was it? A woman in every kitchen and a gun in every closet or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's just a shirt. It's just a silly shirt. It's a joke. It's funny. It's trendy or whatever. But the fallout was insane.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, can you believe the shirt he had? I'm like, yeah, it's a joke.
First off, you have to look at his shirt. And then what he says, I'm just like, yeah, his shirt's so offensive. Shut the fuck up.
And if he actually believes that, so what? Here's the thing, like I've been around, let's just say, offensive shirts all my life. And not every shirt I did agree with, but I didn't make a fuss about it. You can always just pretend it's not there, look the other way, and if you can find humor of it, maybe make fun of it even.
Yep.
But the fact that it's when you go out of your way to make a fuss about, make a scene, all you're going to do is attract attention to it. It's kind of like when, remember when there's the whole Tipper Gore BS with the music thing? And like, well, you got to add the parental advisory label to all music. Well, when you put that label on all the albums, all you do is make all those people want that album that much more. Because who wants the censored version when you can have the uncensored version? Correct. You do these things and you're just going to make people want it that much more. And when you, it's just the name of the game, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got a shirt. It was Gal's idea and Devil produced it. It's going to say the force is fucked. We're gonna produce that. We're gonna sell it on here.
And
It's a
the
great
female
design.
emblem for the
It's got
O
a
on
female
the
emblem and the symbol of the rebellion, where the U is supposed to go, because I didn't want to actually have the word fucked. You know, kids are gonna see it and everything.
Yeah.
But I plan on if my buddy can produce it in time, I want to wear that down at MegaCon, and I'm sure there are people who will get triggered by it. But there are gonna be a lot of people. There are gonna be a lot of people who are probably gonna come and say, "Where can I find that?"
Phrase. And I was like, I want that on a shirt now.
Yep.
Oh, dude, no. I think that's
good.
good. That shirt's gonna take off. I'm just gonna say it right now. I know with there. Are you gonna have like the original Forces fee about the females cross off and then put fuck under it?
Well, that's why the O in the Force is gonna be the female symbol.
Oh,
so the Force is female.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hey, that's just as good. I'm with it. I'm absolutely with it. Yeah, that shirt's gonna take off.
I wonder if
I plan on wearing it in Vegas.
Better be you should.
At least.
Devil, if you can, I have no idea how far back I'd have to look, but if you can find that picture of that, I'll share it on here, let everybody see.
Okay. Yeah, I'll find it and put it in.
I can't even remember what we were talking about, but I got really annoyed and I was like, "Yeah, well, the Force is fucked." I was like, "That needs to be a shirt," and I want to wear it.
It's not well, you're not wrong for that comment, and that's unfortunate because you hear about everything that's going on with Star Wars in recent weeks. We'll just say recent weeks, and you don't even hear normies talking about it. Remember what everyone and their mom, even if they weren't into Star Wars, everyone knew that The Force Awakens was coming out. It was like a global event. And now you're hearing about whether it's a Rey movie that probably won't come out or the Mando Grogu. No one's talking about it. And that's the thing. They thought they could replace the geek audience with the normie audience, and they don't realize that the normie audience, and I'm not knocking, if you're a normie in the chat, this is not a knock, but normies are not invested the same way geeks are things. Geeks, they live something, they breathe it, they get the merch from it, they dissect every little thing, they get into dumb little arguments with their friends who are like them. We have little dumb fights. Oh, which character is better than this character? What's the power like this? Who's the janitor in the Death Star? Stuff like that. That's the stuff we bicker at. You don't have that type of engagement. Normies, they're kind of in there because it's kind of the current moment conversation. They want to be there because it's the current topic of the conversation. They just want to be a part of that. And until that conversation jumps to another convo, they're going to take off right with it. And they thought that they could just replace the geeks like that. Normies don't latch on like that. And that's fine. They're not expected to, but that's what happens when you replace the geeks with the normies. You have no crowd now.
Yeah. I put it in your DMs, dude.
I got you. There we go. Okay.
Hope
I always forget I have
to steal it from us before you can get it produced.
Yeah, it is taking a risk, but I think it's still really cool. I want to at least get some people excited by this because awesome. So here we go. Love it.
Especially where with the lettering is like up the opening scroll.
Yeah,
so that's even better.
Yep.
That's cool.
So it's gonna have this, and we're also gonna have American flag on the right side, or reverse American flag with underneath it'll say "Vets Talking."
I was wondering about that, if there was going to be.
There should be.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a Vets Talking shirt, so it's got to say Vets Talking somewhere.
I know.
So, I'm just agreeing with you, gal.
All I said was I know.
Go fucking put a go put a tampon in or something. Jesus Christ.
It sounds like you need the tampon, motherfucker.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, and also I think I talked about this on Thursday. We do have another it's just a legit fucking Vets Talking shirt. It's gonna have the face of our mascot Jody over there in the corner looking straight forward, just his head looking fucking angry, and it says don't get butt hurt, you've been warned over top, Vets Talking underneath. And yeah, it's gonna look fucking cool, man. It's gonna look cool. Also in this, and they're all gonna have Bubba, it's all gonna have the reversed American flag on the right side, because that's kind of like the standard now. Is, you know, when we wear American flag on the right side, it's reversed because when you're always walking forward. So the reason it's reversed is because the flag is flowing in the opposite direction. And underneath they'll say "Vets Talking."
Oh, I never knew that. Man.
Mm-hmm.
I learned something new. I always wondered about that too. I was like, huh. I wonder if there's something there to that I never understood. My mind's blown.
Yeah, there's every single patch you see, every single patch that the army has is all worn on the left side first. There's a situation though is that once you go to combat, you can wear your combat patch on the right side. But every single patch starts off, and this is actually my 2nd Marine Division patch that because I served with them. But let me maximize here. So you see the torch. This torch is being held by hand, and it's going in that direction. Every single patch will be indicated of going in the same direction because you're wearing it on this side. So it's to indicate that you're going forward, never back. Always go forward, never back.
Also, I like that Trump mugshot on back of you. That's amazing. That mugshot.
This is people usually can't make out much of my it's fucking the commemorative card.
Oh.
See if I can get the glare off there.
Dude, I can see it. Trust me when I say it looks like it's the CGC version of a trading card.
Yes.
Yep. First ever presidential mugshot. Says on the back.
Oh man, that is amazing.
This popped up online for sale like right after that happened, of course.
Oh, of course, dude. Yeah, I remember the merch took off like crazy after that happened. I was just like, wow, that I think Chris Rock was not joking when he said, if you guys arrest Trump, you're gonna make him bigger than Tupac. And I think it straight up happened.
Yep.
Yeah, fucking I forget who he was.
Desantis just dropped out and endorsed
we
him,
might
right?
as well get into that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I've got that article. Yeah, that's might as well get into that. I'm not gonna play the whole video, but at least I do have.
Do you get hit with politician videos?
No. It's boring. That's all it is.
Okay.
It's just a dull, boring video. But yeah, Ron DeSantis did officially drop out of the race yesterday. He went through this entire, it's 4 minutes, 30 seconds. It's typical stuff, but he goes on to say that he did everything he could because he believes in the country and he believes that the country needs a good leader, and that's who he thought that he could be that person. And then at the very end, he says, but we do need to make sure that we do still have a good constitutional someone who will protect this country, and that person is Donald Trump. So it did almost come off like he's being reluctant to have to say that, which of course he is. He wanted to beat him, especially after Trump's been doing all the, Ron DeSanctimonious fucking shit. What was that, Gal?
He should have waited until 28 then.
Yeah,
he should have.
He shot himself
agree.
in the foot with that because he gained a lot of goodwill, and I'll still give him credit where it's due for what he did in 2020, 2021, being one of the first, and not only one of the first, but one of the very few to go against all the Kung Flu rules that the rest of the country, to a greater extent, the world was doing. And he obviously made Florida became the free place of America. He was one of the first to do it in September, I think, of 2020, when most were not doing that. Now, I respect that he did, because he did that when that was a very reviled thing to do. And now he did. He stuck to his guns with it. And that made me look at him very fondly, and that's what really honestly made him take off, and that was great. Between that being anti-mandate, which is good too, and I was like, oh, and obviously it got him reelected. He had a landslide win, which is awesome to see. And I don't know if it was just bad people he had surrounding him, or maybe the fact that he got cocky, or maybe a little bit of both. But regardless of what it was, it was just way too early for me, because he just got reelected too. Can you imagine, like, if you live in Florida, you just got this guy reelected and he's already trying to seek out presidency. It would have looked so much better on his resume if he had just stuck it out and got buttered up, and then also, a full resume of 8 years, and then going into 2028, he would have looked so much better. He would have had the Trump endorsement. He would also have had more experience to his resume too, on top of it, not just the endorsement, but the experience. He would have been ready, and he tossed it all away. Because I remember a lot of people are like, oh man, he's so going to be the guy in 2028. And now it's just like, wow, he really screwed it all up. Now it seems like people are swinging more towards Vivek, but Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what happens, and it's proof of what happens when you have a fast rise in politics and you have an equally as fast downfall. And it's unfortunate because he did do a lot of genuine good, and I hope he does for the remainder of his term, does do genuine good in Florida, but he's definitely no longer going to become president. He absolutely trashed his own career for that. And it's unfortunate because he's not an old guy, too. He's not like he's old. Like, he doesn't have him, but I feel like he tarnished himself with that. That's a stain that's never gonna come off the rug.
I don't think that it's irreversible. I think that give it some time.
Acknowledge it. Yeah. Honestly, if he were to make a joke out of himself running and like the high heels, like if he turned it on himself as a joke, like brushing it off, saying, "Yeah, man, I was dumb."
Yeah.
Like, why did I listen to people? I should have waited, type of shit. Like, acknowledge it.
Right. Yeah.
That would help. Go ahead, Adam.
I'll say this. Like, okay. So here's the thing too: is that like after Vivek dropped out, I saw somebody. I think I might have been on Twitter. People were talking about how like, okay, well, now Nikki Haley and Desantis are going to have to drop out, and they're just fucking done. I'll bet they're not even going to support Trump. Blah blah blah. They all hate each other now. Look. Haley's a fucking rhino. She can fuck off. All right. I know she'll never endorse Trump. She's just like fucking Chris Christie. They're going to hate him. No one fucking cares. Fuck off Nikki Haley. But I told everyone, no, watch. I guarantee you. Ron DeSantis drops out. He's going to endorse Trump. They're going to be buddy-buddy. And my best example I use from history is the 2015 election or 2016, whatever you want to call it. Ted Cruz and Donald Trump were at each other's throats. Everyone like Ted Cruz was known as Lion Ted because of Trump's fucking bashing on him.
I remember.
Once he dropped out, he was immediately up on the phone calling people for Trump. They were, and now during that election, I never knew who Ted Cruz was before that, and I hated him. I hated him in the primaries. Yeah, the primary. I hate him, but afterwards, seeing him, seeing everything he said, showing how much support he had for Trump, seeing him pop up on Steven Crowder's show, immediately I'm like, I love this guy. I love him. It's just that during that time, because I like Trump, they made him look so bad. And it's going to be the same thing with DeSantis. I think DeSantis is going to be able to bounce back if he does do the right thing. He properly endorses Trump. He does it right. I think it'll just be a matter of time. People will forget about it. So I don't think his career's done.
Don't all politicians do that though? Yes. Didn't Kamala do that to Joe Biden during their
called him racist, dude?
Hers is way more
Bernie
egregious.
Sanders said, "Whatever you do not vote for Joe Biden." What happened? He dropped out a week or two later and endorsed him.
Well,
yeah.
And he was more egregious too because he got screwed over by the DNC when Hillary got it, and then he just turns around and endorses her.
They openly rigged it against him. They basically rubbed it in his face.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, look at what we're doing, and you're doing nothing about it.
And he still backed him.
He took it.
Fall in line.
He took it dry. He was okay with that. He was like,
with Kamala, whatever the fuck her name is, hers was more egregious because I'm pretty positive, she was very adamant about the accusations of what was her name? Tammy something.
The woman lady for Joe Biden. I remember now.
That like he assaulted her and everything. Like she worked for his campaign back in the 90s and whatnot, and she tried bringing it up and everything. Like she would bring that up as attacks against him, and then she turns around and is just like, "Oh yeah, I'll be your VP."
Yep, yeah, I remember that. Remember it all too well.
Yeah, but yeah, as far as I think DeSantis is gonna be fine. When it comes up to the next election, fuck, I couldn't believe that in the Iowa caucus that Vivek came in fourth. I love that guy.
I do.
Think I would take him as second to Trump in this in that 4-way race.
So you saw that Nikki got votes because Democrats were changing to Republican, right? Like,
well, they're
yeah,
saying
for
that
her.
they're going to do it in New Hampshire. I don't think they're able
no,
to do
they
that
did
in
that
Iowa.
in Iowa. That one
Oh,
county
okay.
ran out
Oh.
of the cards to do the switch the day of when they were doing it for Nikki.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking scandalous, man. People are no, those people are just the most immoral motherfuckers. Do anything they can to cheat and fucking win.
Here's what I like about Vivek, because I one of my buddies in the Dix division, him and I had a conversation, and yeah, well, I'll put this like he wasn't completely negative about Vivek, but he's more of skeptic, and that's fine because if you're a skeptic, that means you're willing to keep your mind open to it, having it changed. And then we saw what happened when he dropped, and I like that when he accepted his loss, he just accepted. He's like, you know what, okay, you know what. We're just going to get behind Trump. He didn't blame anyone. He just accepted it. Whereas Ron DeSantis, he just went to the blame game. And I thought, and that's something that really, that's going to stick with me for a while, is Ron DeSantis played the blame game. Vivek accepted the loss. He took it like a man. He moved on. And I thought that was actually, and that's sadly, that's rare nowadays. It's unfortunate how rare that is nowadays in politics where you lose and you just accept it. Like, hey, best of luck to the nominee or the winner or whoever. And I thought that was cool. So that was the part of the 1-2 punch. Now, the second of the 1-2 punch was him making a joke out of the Babylon Bee meme that got around of him at 7-Eleven. I'm like, okay, he's want to poke fun of himself for that. Perfect. You got, and then I guess if we could add the icing on the cake, him understanding the culture, I think, is the biggest one of them all. The fact that he knows about guys in the UFC and he engages with guys like Benny Johnson and Nerd Rock the way he does. He understands at least
showing up on Friday
level.
Night Tights.
Yeah, and the fact that he says open to do it again, even if he does, the fact that he at least expressed being open to it, he understands how important these things are, which is something most people on his side don't get.
Yeah, I actually have in case anyone missed Friday Night Tights when Vivek Ramaswamy, former presidential candidate, showed up on Little Old Nerdrotic channel, and I got a short clip of him showing up there.
Where's the 7-Eleven?
I love that.
So I made that, and I try to find. So I use I can't remember the fucking name of the program now. But I tried to find 7-Eleven. I tried to find Indian grocery store. I couldn't find any fucking video that would work. So I just put the word Indian in. I found, and whatever was funny, I put in there. I made like 3 videos.
Lord.
One of them got a lot of traction. I just made it. It was in India with like a video of like a fucking big ass train. It's just covered with people hanging off every fucking inch of the train and all the fucking carts and everything. And I just put the Nerdrotic logo in the bottom and Vivek's face up front and that same image of Gary hanging off the side and it's just rolling in. Yeah, dude, that got a lot of holy shit. Hundreds of people. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I said the fellowship rolling in when Vivek Ramaswamy shows up on FNT. People liked it.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember because it was like I usually get to check FNT part time because being a dad and all. Sometimes it's especially with the amount of vulgarity still with young children. I had to be very moderate when I put on and shut the volume down really quickly. But I'm like, I'll try catch the first 20 minutes. So you want to talk about my shock when I'm like, whoa, what? This is real. This is happening. Like it did. It took a few minutes for my brain to like piece it back together. I was just like, what the hell is going on? This is real here. Like it was a worlds collide moment.
Well, it was when Quarter Black. Oh, by the way, I think it says Quarter Black Garrett's going to be here on Skinemax Saturday on I think in like 3 weeks. So another great name show. Good dude, yeah. But I'll probably end up telling a story. I'm going to lose track, 17th. But 17th, Quarter Black Garrett will be here. When I was in Vegas, a bunch of us were at the studio for the midweek hump, and Quarter Black Garrett was there, And there's a point where we were just hanging out in like this room, I guess you call it the green room or whatever. And I told Garrett, me and him had briefly met before. I went to Steven Crowder's Change My Mind when he was in fucking Austin at the University of Texas, Austin. And when the show was done, I just happened to be standing in the right spot. I got to do a fist bump with Steven, who stared at me like he thought I was going to jump him and try to break his arm. Like, dude, fucking chill. I guess I'm sure he's skittish, dude. I'm sure it happens all the fucking time. And I was so nervous, though. I got to go. Quarter Black was packing up the gear, and I was just starstruck by having just met Steven. And I went and talked to Quarter Black. And I was fucking, like I said, I was starstruck. I was like kind of bumbling. I wasn't sure what I was saying and everything. And Quarter Black was like literally, he was like sideways to me and he was doing whatever. And he kept like looking over at me, like glancing, like same thing. Like, it's like, who the fuck is this motherfucker? And then I saw him. He started looking at the cop like, you gonna fucking take care of this guy? And I told Garrett that story, and he 100% remembered me. He's like, he 100% remembered. He remembered the entire fucking thing. I'm like, I'm glad I made an impression.
Well, if he didn't remember, he could always look back at the police report. I mean,
There's this weird fucking dude just lingering.
Oh, dude. That is an incredible memory. That's incredible. Wow.
You think about how many people they run into and talk to at these events and everything. But I mean, you fucking remember me. Like, yeah, I was blown away. Couldn't believe it.
I will forget when Garrett went to the Chaz. That blew my mind.
Oh,
yeah. That shit was insane.
The party.
It really was. The fact that he was on ground zero, I'm like, that guy better have a few pieces on him, because seriously, that is... Like that, I can't imagine that being the ideal zone for him to be. Especially, he had all the bulk of his crew still at the studio at the time too. Because I know,
Orlando was even worse. They rented the fucking Airbnb that was from that fucking psychopath gangbanger who created the entire event.
Yeah,
and then they learned about it, and they were literally running away for their lives because because the dude found out they were in there.
They were looking on his social media, and they were throwing a party in his house that they got on Airbnb. And on his social media, he started calling people and saying, "We need to go deal with these motherfuckers stuff." So yeah, they packed everything up like literally in 5 minutes, ran down, jumped in the car, and as they were driving off, they could see cars pulling up to like the freaking apartment behind them to run in there and hurt them.
The serious fucking cojones. Plus, he was going around saying he was black, showing people the picture of his dad. I'm sure. I mean, that right there could have got his ass kicked. But, anyways, maybe don't wear a thong next time. Yeah, I might have made an impression with the thong,
with the whale tail.
Whale tail.
They're like, who's this burly dude wearing a fucking?
Gerald Powell, welcome. Yeah, hit that thumbs up, everybody. Hit that thumbs up. Be greatly appreciated. Helps in the algorithm. Moving on to the next topic.
Let's do
go
it.
woke, and go broke. Right?
Get woke.
Yeah.
Get woke, go broke. Fucking Sports Illustrated apparently fired damn near everyone. Fucking everyone. This headline says half. Everyone else, every single other headline says they fired like everyone. And why? Because we used to love. What's that?
Nothing. Go ahead.
We used to love. What was Sports Illustrated known for? The fucking bikini models.
Yep. Biggest selling issue of the freaking year.
Every fucking. As a kid, like, this is your wank material. This is your fucking porn.
Not those.
And now,
well, for all the guys who had to go walk into a Walden Bucks and they didn't have the balls to go to the Playboy, like, okay, well, I'm still of age to get Sports Illustrated. So they would go run and, bring all their friends, like, guys, look, I got this magazine. Let's look at this.
And so now what do? Body positivity, fat chicks, and chicks with dicks. Yes, this is a fucking dude, the blonde.
I get why they did it. Was some of it is the wokeness. Some of it is magazines have been dying for years. No one gets print media no more. They just don't. They do everything online. They don't use magazines. So it's been hurting for a while, but so it's a little of both. It's their wokeness and them trying anything to somehow stay relevant. But yeah, it definitely hurt them, because that's, like I said, was the biggest issue of the year. There's people who got, like Nick said, they got the magazine because they didn't want to get Playboy, but they, it was for the naked chicks and football phone you got. But otherwise,
Every dude, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, every dude wanted that magazine, wanted to buy the magazine, and every chick wanted to be on that magazine.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
You
Not what it is
nailed
any
it with
longer.
that.
So they could touch their pee to Tyra Banks.
I wonder if this is like all the other companies like Bud Light or Disney. They're all putting this new generation of people in positions of like editor or of leadership that make these decisions. Because like this, I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but I think they're all kind of singing the same song. Like all of those companies, like they've got this new generation of leadership, these new decision makers, and they're all trying to do the same thing to stay relevant.
Well, you saw the original Bud Light video of the lady who they promoted. Yeah. She thought it was a good idea to do the stuff that they did with Dylan Mulvaney. So I think your answer is within your question. Obviously, the people that they put in charge, they thought it was a good idea to do this. So they're all riding on the same idea, the same wavelength of we have to change this to appeal to the new audience. And granted, everything about this is trash. I would, however, the only thing I would ever concede to this is if there was a market for that bot. Even if I hated its guts, which I do, I would say, okay, even though I hate this, there's a market for it. I can't argue with the results. The thing is, there are no results here, and it's been more than a few years. It wasn't like one of those things where, okay, give it time. Maybe it'll pick up traction, because sometimes some things do take longer to catch on. They've had more than enough time. I think a lot of things have had more than enough time now. We've had some things that have been trying to take off for half a decade now, some even a little longer. That none of it has taken off, and still no one is conceding that this shit doesn't work. We need to reverse course. They're just all doubling down simultaneously, and yet somehow all these companies still stay in business because some parent company keeps them afloat just to maintain the status quo.
Right.
Yeah.
There is one thing I disagree with you on.
Okay.
And that the results are there and we're looking at it.
Like what do you mean by the results? Like the money
the
that's
result of them doing this, the results are showing. It's just taking its time, but we're seeing the results.
Yeah.
Half their staff is getting fired. They're failing. They're going out of business.
But I mean, Playboy did the same.
I don't disagree with that, but the thing is, they're still continuing with the status quo. You're right; they're laying off people, but are they still making this stuff front and center? Still, is what I'm getting. Because they're losing people, they're losing money. I'm not going to refute that because that's all factual. You are 100% correct. But as far as doing all this stuff, have they reversed course in the fact that they're saying, okay, we're not doing this stuff anymore. We're gonna give it to the guys who want the SI that they know and love? We haven't seen that.
So those are the things that I feel are eventually coming down the line from looking at these results. It has to be that, or they'll go out of business. Well, there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. There's going to be an end to the tracks. And it's just, we're starting to see the beginnings of it. Is more how I feel.
I hope you're right. I genuinely speaking, I hope that you are right. It's just so far, it's been many years, and it seems no one wants to fold. It's kind of like the Corona Ron DeSantis thing. Everyone's afraid to be the first one to say, all right, we're not doing this anymore. And then once again, at least Ron DeSantis did get that right, saying, all right, we're done with this lockdown BS. Someone needs to be the Ron DeSantis of this big media stuff and say, we're not doing this anymore. And just move forward. Yeah. So we have yet to see that. I'm hoping to see that. I want it because I think once someone makes that first step, hopefully eventually others will follow. And if none of them follow, hopefully enough of them go out of business and something replaces them. And you know what? I think that's a good thing too. Is not all these outlets need to stay in business forever. If they can get replaced by something just as great, if not better, why not? Not everything needs to go on forever.
Aren't the Angels coming back for Victoria's Secret?
I don't know.
That's a maybe, because they might say that. But here's the thing: is when they change off the bullshit they've been pushing, they're not going to telegraph it because they don't want backlash. So they're just going to change. You won't hear about it. You won't see a bunch of advertisements saying we're going back to hot women that are women. But they're going to probably go fully. Yeah, they're gonna go probably fully back. Just being online, it's going to be Sports Illustrated.
Because that'll be an admission of pandering in.
Yeah, admission of their failure too.
Yeah,
but same thing happened with not the exact same thing, but remember a couple years ago, Playboy actually stopped having nudity in their magazine. They said we're no longer going to show nudity, and then they started putting boys in bunny suits on the front of the magazine. What ended up happening? It essentially closed down. So the same thing happened. The only thing that's been holding this up is that even though they lost the biggest episode of the magazine of the year because no one wanted to look at it, they still had the sports thing. Unfortunately, they're doing exactly what the sports channels have done, ESPN and stuff, where they've gone woke and now they're chasing the sports fans away from Sports Illustrated. And so I think that's why now ultimately they're going to go to probably a full-on digital format and no more magazine.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like I know you guys already made the point also, but it's like this fucking DEI shit, this fucking woke narrative, it's a virus. It's a virus that has infected everything. NFL teams have even put trans dudes as cheerleaders on the fucking field. You ever seen that?
I don't dude. I stopped watching the NFL right when when everyone got really heavy on the activism. It got to a point where I just it shunned me away forever. It shunned me away forever, and I'm still. I'm pretty sure. Not a knock on those who still watch it. Just that was how I handled it.
Well, I watch. They just don't know I watch.
Yeah, I say all the time. I'm a hardcore Packer fan. I'm a fan of the Packers, but I hate the NFL. I will if I can find any way to avoid giving any money to the fucking NFL, I avoid it. I still attend my Packer game. When everyone was kneeling, there was never a single member of the Packers that ever took a knee. It's still publicly owned. So I mean, it's I love the team, and Green Bay itself is actually a red area. The entire county is red. So. Unlike every other fucking team is in a fucking liberal fucking hellhole. I mean, pretty sure every single one of them. Anyways, but yeah, I think it was on Tampa Bay Buccaneers when I'm watching this fucking game and I see this fucking skinny black person with like almost no hair. And I'm looking really close, and sure enough, it's a fucking dude. It is a dude wearing the exact same thing as the fuck. This is not like in college where you have the men are just there, but they're wearing fucking pants and shit. No, this is a fucking wearing the fucking same Speedo, doing the exact same dance right in the middle with the fucking women. It's a fucking dude. And so, I mean, even the fucking NFL is doing that fucking gay shit. Who is that for? Who is that for? Who is out there wants to see a gay black dude in the fucking cheerleading line? Who?
They're pandering to between 3% and 0.001% of the population.
Yeah. And is any of that percentage watching football?
Nope. Most likely not.
Nope. Most likely not.
Same thing with Taylor Swift. And you can't expect just because someone likes one thing doesn't mean it's automatically going to be a turnover to the other thing. The thing, we gotta bring in the women over. Here's the thing: the women who already watch football like football for the way it is, and that's great because I respect that because they love the game, they have the investment, they know the plays, the players, they understand the calls, all of that. Think, just because girls like Taylor Swift. And if we bring them in, they're going to stick around for the game. They're not waiting for the game. They're wearing that so they can see Taylor Swift on screen and then wait for the next time they see her on screen. They're not even care. Even Dave Portnoy, who's a very open fan of Taylor Swift, he said, I think this is a bad move. And he says, as a fan of her music, this is a very bad move. He said, you can't expect these things to always turn over. He's like, it's going to alienate your hardcore audience, your NFL fans. And guess what happens when you do that? Eventually, the Swiftie fans, they're going to go too. And then guess what happens? You have no audience at that point. That should tell you something. Even someone who's basically a shill, basically for her, says this is not a good move. That should be the red flag right there.
And the other problem that comes with it is the eventual breakup that is going to take place. Swifties are insane.
Well,
they're going to like
Snow is
protest
white.
the NFL and blame it all on the NFL and
Yep.
take it out on anything to do with football.
Yep.
Travis Kelce is not going to be able to go out into public anymore.
No, you're right.
The thing is Swifties, they'll buy Thomas Kelsey's jersey. They're not going to buy any others.
Travis.
They're not going to buy the helmets. They're not going to buy all the other merchandise. You're pissing off your fans that are fanatical. They have a little room in their basement that has everything of that sports team. You know,
They don't
blankets.
do the tailgating. They don't do the tailgating. They don't do the
Yeah.
big Super Bowl parties. They don't have the, once again, much like geek culture, there's some similarities. They don't have the debates and the arguments over good calls or bad calls or which player is better than who. They don't talk. They don't have like about stats. There's a similarity between geeks and sports to some parallel extent. And once again, they don't have that. And a lot of Swifties are, well, once again, most of them are normies. They're there because she's the hot thing. And if you're a genuine fan, that's great. More power to you. But a lot are there because she's the end trend thing. And once she's no longer the end, someone or something will replace her, because we've seen it happen enough in American pop music. There's always the replacement that's gonna line up and get buttered up, and when that thing comes out, she's gonna get replaced, and they will move on to that thing with her. You'll have the hardcore fans who will actually stick with her, but most people, they're gonna move on to whoever's the end thing. Most people are liking it just because it's in.
Yeah, I gave up on the NFL years ago when they started doing the kneeling and all that.
That's right around the time.
I switched focus to
me.
college. It's a little more. Here's the thing with college too. They're not the pro. They're not, the game play is not as good as pro, but I think their heart is more into it because they're striving for that NFL contract. They're striving to get what's better for their career. It just seems like the heart's more in it. When they get to the NFL, they're a bunch of prima donnas. It feels like to me. So,
Alf, you've been watching Any Given Sunday, haven't you? Because that's exactly what Jim.
No,
Brown
but I
said
need to. If that's what it's about, I need to watch
that's
that.
Exactly what he said. He was like, "That's why I want to go coach high school football. They don't care about any of this contract and stuff. They just want to play."
That's why I miss the old NFL, because it was about the love of the game. Like when I was a kid, I met Buckus, I met Unice at the same table next to each other.
Wow.
12-year-old me had a trip about that. I tripped, and I remember seeing both their bruised and battered hands. And remember me, I was barely going through puberty. I'm like, what's a life like in the game? And then and I remember Unice was like, son, I do it all over again. I was like, oh, that's so cool. But that was cool to hear, because these guys obviously have body damage that's with them from now until forever. But it shows you how much they love the game, that they would, even with all those injuries that they have, they're saying they do it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
That's love.
It's the same thing for so many people with the military. You go, there's a lot of bad shit you go through in the military, but you take so much pride in it and everything that you did. And no matter how much hell you went through, you'd still be still willing to do it again.
Well, that and 30, 40 years ago in the NFL, like players would stay with the team for 8, 9, 10 years. They were loyal to their team that signed them. They wouldn't just be hopping around teams, whoever gave them the better contract.
Yeah.
That's not fully lost, but
there's some.
Some of it,
again,
management too. Some of it's
management.
Yep.
But I mean, yeah. Sometimes, well, here's things like one of my favorite players is Donald Driver, wide receiver for the Packers, and he actually took a pay cut to stay with the Packers. He never wanted to leave. So at the end of his career, they said, "Look, I mean, we can't afford to keep you. Either you got to move on." He was willing to take a pay cut. That is old school fucking pride in loyalty right there. Yeah.
Well, look at all the old school videos of the Vince Lombardi era, the Ice Bowl Packers. You can hate the Packers all you want, especially I know that's like the trendy thing to do in the last 20, 30 years with the Packers, but a lot of the old school Packers stuff, those guys were all grit, man. All grit. The Lombardi era, you can't deny the grit from that. Those guys were fighters out there, Brett. They were basically warriors out there.
Lombardi would kill these. He put them through the fucking ringer, and they were willing to do it because they respected that man so much that they would fucking crawl through fire for Vince Lombardi, man. That was true loyalty. They loved that man, and they would do anything for him.
Oh yeah. No, I remember because that was some of the first NFL stuff I actually got exposed to. Even though my dad grew up as a Bears fan, he's like, "Listen, a lot of Bears fans rip on the Packers. But you at least understand where the Packers came from because they went through hell and back way back when, and they did. And I know it made me. My dad taught me to at least respect them, which is something a lot of Bears parents don't do. They don't do that, but I at least was like, oh wow. And I remember being third, fourth grade watching these old VHS tapes, thinking, holy crap, this is nuts.
Yeah,
monsters.
Yeah, with like the Packers. With the Packers and the Bears. I mean, for the most part, it's a great rivalry, but there's not really that much real bad blood. I've been to a Bears game at Lambeau, and there's. I mean, we joke around with each other, but I never actually met a single Bear fan that really hated me for being a Packer fan. And I don't hate Bears fans. I do hate New York fans. They are obnoxious fucking assholes. But there's a lot of franchises out there that have terrible fucking fans. But as far as the Bears, there is mutual respect for both teams. That's a rivalry going back over 100 years. So
I thought you were gonna say Philadelphia. They have to work.
No, they are too. Yep, they are too.
And that goes across the board for any sport in Philly.
Yeah, I was in Green Bay for an Eagles game, and they were obnoxious. Fucking hate Eagles fans.
They hate their own team, their own players. They're insane in Philly.
Yeah. Yeah, the city of brotherly love.
I would say this though. Last week was great when those Cowboys lost. Oh man, especially where I was at.
I got so much fucking thanks for that. Like, you're welcome. Apparently, people really hate the Cowboys.
Yeah, and I called it too. And I said tomorrow morning, Stephen A. Smith is gonna play that damn song. He hasn't played in a couple of years. This dude. Sure enough, I wake up in the morning. What do I hear? A mediocre team and Big D.
Oh, that's such a great game. I can't remember the last time I was more happy because I'm not trying to turn this into a sports show, but when we didn't even have any expectation to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Going up against the Cowboys, I didn't think we were going to win. I definitely didn't think we were going to destroy them.
I did.
They got points in garbage time, but we had like 50 to fucking 13 or some shit. And they picked up points in garbage time.
They didn't get points in garbage time. What happened was the starters got pulled off the field.
We pulled our starters. They
pulled all the starters out. So of course they were going to catch up. They had like the third stringers were in there.
Yeah. But my point just is the score in the end did not reflect how the game actually went.
Nope.
And I thought that the same last night. When we went at halftime, it was 6-7, and the score did not reflect because we were dominating that fucking game. But second half, man, they came back. They fucking won. So, but again, that's another one. I have never been more positive after a loss. Me and another Packer fan, we were hardcore fans, but both of us, we had other people who were like saying, "I'm so sorry, man, you guys, and that sucks." Like, I'm just happy we got to this point. Yeah. I'm happy we got to this point, and I'm happy for the next fucking 5 years because we've got the potential of a great Super Bowl fucking team now. And so I walked away with that, just like, we should not even got that far. We should not have been that far. So fuck football, watch hockey. I hear you, man. I hear you. Not everyone is into the football thing, especially with everything. But hockey's getting gay too, though.
It's not as gay as all of the other sports.
I was gonna play a video. There's a video of a team. They're fucking taping up their sticks with fucking rainbow.
That's only a recent thing from last season, though. Is my point. Like fucking all the other sports have been doing this for a hot minute.
Yeah. Hockey's just starting to pick it up.
Just pulling up on that stuff, and like they actually walked it back from last season.
He just had that dude that got his neck sliced open on the ice a couple months ago. Did you see that?
But that was in the UK.
Yeah. Well, former NHL player.
Yeah, as a former. Yeah. That was freaking brutal.
Yeah, I think the guy is facing murder charges now.
Oh man. What do you think? What do you think they would happen if they try to push this or inject it into the UFC? Like a ring girl was actually a ring.
Oh God.
Something else.
Oh, dude, yeah. If they put out like a trans dude as a fucking ring girl, they my God, that audience would bail out so fast.
That'll only happen when Dana White is cold in his grave.
Yeah, right. It would be devastating to the sport, right?
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
when I think of UFC, it's very, a gladiator type of thing, very high testosterone or whatever. But at once upon a time, I thought the same of football. So why didn't the same thing happen in football? The same expectation of like
Well, I mean, they lost a lot of the audience. They did have a massive
they got
fucking
soft in general.
Yeah.
Football did.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, football is already, but I mean, yeah, when they went into the woke shit, they did lose a lot of money. There's a reason why the XFL came back in 2020. And there's a lot of excitement for it. I actually went to I have season tickets for the St. Louis Battlehawks. I love it. It was brought
here what just happened, right? They merged with the USFL.
They merged, yeah. The XFL is now at the USFL. They are now the United Football League, UFL, which I'm excited about. But when the XFL came back, Vince McMahon owned the league, and he said, "We're not going to have felons in here. We're not going to have any of this bad shit. We're not going to accept anyone kneeling for the flag. This is going to be pure fucking football, no politics in it whatsoever." I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I'm all about that. The league was doing great. The only reason it fucking got shut down is because it was in 2020. They made it for 5 weeks, and then COVID hit, and they had to shut all the operations down, went bankrupt, and he had to sell the team. Now, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson owns it. XFL. It did very well. I was very worried that you're going to see a lot of woke shit. Didn't see it. Didn't see any fucking woke shit interjected into that. It is purely for the sport. USFL, I don't know who owns that, but I didn't like the product. I thought the USFL was very meek compared to the XFL. But now they're merged, and it sounds like The Rock is operating the whole thing, and it's got a great future. It's going to be great.
He needs to keep his nose clean, though, because he's made some decisions that's pissed people off. Some of the stuff coming out of his mouth has been woke.
I thought it was his ex-wife that now is the one who, Danny Garcia. I thought she was the one who,
Well, and the Hawaii thing. The money for that and stuff they did with Oprah, that pissed a lot of people off too.
But as far as Dwayne and Danny Garcia, they're like co-owners and operators.
They're long-time business partners. They do everything.
I know they stayed good. They're one of the rare divorces that didn't become an absolute shit show. They actually stayed in business with each other after the split. So I mean, okay, if he could bring he or she, whoever, I don't care, if they can get a football league going that people could get invested about and have the conversation in the town where people can get together, have a bunch of ribs, and yell at the TV for 3 hours every Sunday afternoon. That's what it should be about. I can at least look past it if he makes an occasional stupid comment. As long as the football league, it kind of brings it back to what I said about what Dana White, the UFC. let everyone speak or let no one speak. If I
Mhm.
don't care if Rock wants to be an idiot about that, that's fine. Then let everyone else who feels differently than you speak up. Once again, all or none.
I feel like there's one league that has potential, and it's actually a woman's sport.
Okay.
I don't remember what it's called, but they're half
X League?
naked with shoulder
Lon-
pads
Yeah,
on.
the
and
X
things like
League.
that.
Oh, the lingerie. Yeah,
No.
it used to be the lingerie football league.
Yeah, they changed
Yeah.
the name like twice. But hey, look, I'm an avid watcher of that. Don't no listen, because I know you're gonna laugh.
Say.
Don't let the outfits fool you. Those girls be
Yeah, they
Yeah.
ball.
They
Yeah,
kick
they
ass.
yeah.
And they're hot while doing it.
Yeah,
So,
but they
I
did.
feel like
They
it has
yeah.
potential.
I
that went
did
out the
hear
window
they.
real quick when I saw the fights and stuff breaking out. I was like, no, they can't. They are some old school 1970s football players. Those chicks were
Yeah,
out for
but
blood.
yeah, they changed it to the Legends Football League because I guess they got rid of the lingerie part of it.
The lingering.
But yeah, the Legends or whatever. But I mean, dude, yeah, that was. I mean, yeah, I watched it because I'm like, oh my god, chicks wearing fucking lingerie while playing football. Fuck yeah! And I watched it, like, oh my god, they actually play football. Like they play really good fucking
Yes.
football. I thought it was. And I'm not saying that women can't play football. What I'm saying is, I thought it was a gimmick. I thought they were just there to look hot. I didn't know they were really competing.
And
I was very impressed.
That's some pretty tough lingerie too.
Well, it has.
Oh
to
no,
be.
I've seen some wardrobe malfunctions.
No
Dude,
shit, that's
I could get that.
inevitable.
I could get that shit off with my teeth.
Oh, by the
tell
way,
you what.
another one. I'm surprised I hadn't brought this up to talk about, but Muscles and Mayhem, I think on Netflix, is all about the American Gladiators back in the day.
Yeah,
Great documentary.
It sure
Fucking
is.
great documentary. And
sure is.
yeah, you get to see these guys behind the scenes. I never even knew about the touring thing, that they actually toured and did the American Gladiators thing in multiple different cities. I never knew that. And they saw a lot of video. Like these fucking dudes, like they are all fucking like getting naked, fucking each other and everything. Like my childhood was fucking bombed away when I was watching this.
Wow.
And they got and they got treated like crap by that studio.
They got treated like
should've been
crap.
paid.
Yeah.
They really should have been paid right.
Yeah, their contracts were terrible, man. Yeah, by the end, it's pretty fucking sad to see how everything went down. But still, though, Muscles and Mayhem. If you haven't checked it, go check it out. Fucking great, absolutely
One of
fucking
my
great.
favorite things about The Fifth Element is when they're getting attacked in that hotel.
Yeah,
I can't remember what they're called, but the ones that were working with Zorg, that he gave
that
like,
aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had basically the gladiator freaking
Oh yeah.
that weapon that they used in
With
the
American
bugle
Gladiator.
sticks?
No, they had
the tennis
the
balls,
thing they used to launch
Yes.
the tennis balls
Oh,
Yes.
oh, yeah.
So like as a kid, I loved both the movie by itself, but like connecting it with American Gladiator.
Oh, long
Yeah,
shot.
that was always my favorite event, man.
What they call long
shot?
I always want to be a gladiator, be up there shooting tennis balls at people so bad.
Yes.
Oh,
Adam
God, I
wanted to
loved
be
it.
a gladiator called Gazer.
Good one.
Got him.
Yeah, Laser was like my favorite fucking dude gladiator. Samuel the Infamous dropped us $5 earlier. By the way, I've not even done it. If anybody is new here, we do play our drink game. Any single super chat, we do social $20 or more, and we do shots. Of which Blue Cord Devil still has more credit after dropping the $500 super chat a couple weeks ago. So here we go for $5. Thank you very much. Says this is not Saturday and Kenzo isn't here. Gay. Yep.
That kid is, Taylor Swift.
Appreciate that.
That's some high quality air I just drank.
High quality air. That was good. That was good.
I need to grab another drink. Somebody say something while I go.
I'll
Be right
say
back.
something.
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
Words.
Something.
Hi, One Punch Man Tolkien fan. Welcome to the show. I'll be Adam for the next few minutes. How's it going, Horny Alf? Nice to see you,
What's
man.
Nick
Long time
Weiser
no
will
see.
take over.
It's funny. I got to leave in a few minutes because I'm setting up the game stream.
What are you playing?
11 o'clock. I am playing with Devil. He's going to be joining us, but him, Static 2020, and Renaissance Nerd. We're gonna be
Adam
playing.
Renaissance.
We're gonna be playing State of Decay 2. So we're
Now,
gonna be killing
I
some
heard
zombies. Come check it out.
about half an hour
Nice.
ago. I
Kill
heard
some
about
zombies,
some
dude.
game. I heard about some game called Pow
Pow World?
World.
No.
Yeah.
God, I'm so sick of
Everybody
hearing
was
about
Everyone's
that
playing
playing
fucking game.
I want
I just heard
Horny
about
Alf
this
to
thing.
play it.
I just heard about it
Uh,
from Samuel the Infamous maybe about half an hour ago.
I don't know yet if I'm gonna jump onto that bandwagon.
You damn well are, man.
That's why I
played
called
enough of your
Gal
games.
earlier. I was going to ask her. That's why I called you earlier, Gal. I was like, do you know anything about this Power World?
Pokemon with guns. Gay,
They
gay,
don't
gay.
have it crossplay yet. So everyone's playing on Steam, and I'm the only one getting through Game Pass. And so I'm like it's frustrating as hell because everyone's having fun together, and I'm sitting there by my own little lonesome world.
So you couldn't play with them, huh?
Nope. I'm doing it all by myself because
It's funny. I'm thinking about getting it on Steam, but if
So-
Gal's not going to play, then
Is
Nope.
the
I ain't touching that
Xbox console and Xbox PC crossplay?
Yeah. They work together, but you can't play with Steam.
Steam accounts. Yeah.
No.
Well, here's something that I read early last year is that there was a Microsoft executive said that they weren't going to make any more Xbox consoles because they decided that they couldn't beat
What?
Sony in the console world. So that's why they've been going around gobbling up all the studios that have licenses for games that are normally exclusive to PlayStation, which is why they just
Yeah.
made some of the purchases
you
that
know,
they made.
I,
So
I
they're
call
going straight. They're
I-
going
that
straight through.
is
I call
retarded.
I
I
call
call
bullshit.
bullshit.
I call bullshit on that because the consoles act like a entry level to gaming because truly gaming PCs are expensive, very expensive.
Not everybody can afford them.
And being able to play a console and cross-play with people on PC is great because if you don't have a lot of money, you can pay a couple $100, get a console, and be able to play with them.
Oh yeah.
And you don't have to play on the same graphical setting as they do, but you can still play together.
Oh yeah. Like my graphics card alone for my gaming PCs, I could go out and buy 3 Xboxes right now for as much as my game.
And not
For as
everyone
much
can
as it
afford
costs.
that, So it's being able to play on console is great,
Well,
So-
I don't think the guy was lying. He definitely, if I remember who it was, considering who it was, it didn't sound like it was BS. But I think that his mind probably by now should have changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Real Wade and gaming clips. Nation. I
Real
always
Wade
forget that.
Nation Gaming.
Real Wade Nation gaming clips is only 75 subs away from 1,200. Fuck yeah, man.
Congratulations.
I don't know what you mean by 11 days though. I see what you mean there.
His channel's been on the rise, so give him a lot of credit.
Fuck yeah. Hey, everyone, check it out. Click on his name there. Give him a sub. Give him 1,200. Fuck yeah, man. Congrats. Is epic. Love it.
And gaming channels don't seem to grow as fast as pop culture channels, so that's you got to get a lot of credit there.
Yeah,
Well, he puts
you
the work
gotta
in.
really stand out. No, it's good. Good for him, man. I'm glad he's doing the grind, put in the work, put in the time. That's good. Just keep it going, man. Go through it all, whether it's good, whether it's not as good. It's all peaks and valleys, and you're gonna have days where you're like, man, what am I doing here? You gotta stick it out, man. It's all an up and downs, but the end game is absolutely worth it. And the momentum pays off. It really does, as long as you keep at it. It takes a lot of patience, and it's going to take a unique form of discipline that only you yourself is capable of.
Yeah, and like we're saying, yeah, about a half hour, Horny Alf is going to be doing his weekly game stream here on Vets Talking. We might have a little bit of crossover, but I've already got set up so that when this show ends, it's going to immediately transfer over to that live stream.
Nice.
So hang around when we finish this up. Just wait through the credits and you immediately go to watching that. We talked also. We're going to look into. Because Sunday, Alf does like the fun games like Fall Guys and whatever, the other games and everything. But yeah, we've been talking about playing 6 Days in Fallujah, hardcore fucking realistic combat simulator game. And so me and Rob and some others might do that as a weekly thing. But
6 days in Fallujah.
6 Days in Fallujah.
I've never heard of this game.
I do
Yeah.
want to get that game. I looked
Thanks
it
for
up.
the invite, Rob.
It looks pretty good.
It is like, yeah, they made it as realistic as possible to recreate the Battle of Fallujah.
Dude, it's I've played it a little bit. It's pretty hard, man. You need
Yeah,
you have
like
to
you
have
get
a
shot,
squad.
you're
So
dead.
is that why I didn't get an invite, Rob? Is that why you didn't message me?
No,
and tell me about it?
they're gonna make us play the Insurgents. They
There's another one called
I'm talking
Squad.
about
I don't know if that one's supposed to be on par with that one.
The 6 Days of Fallujah reminds me of back in the day, the Ghost Recon games, where if you got shot, you were lucky to survive on 2 shots. But if you could get shot once and die, and that's how realistic it was. Yeah.
By the way, I did see Perdido trying to rip on my Packers. By the way, he says, "What a silly team" over on Rumble. If you're talking about the name, dude, it goes back in history. Fucking Curly Lambeau worked for what was called at the time the Acme Packing Company, and he got a loan from from the owner of the company to start the team on the condition that they called the team the Acme Packers. Later, the place became the Indian Packing Company. Maybe it was reversed, but eventually they just dropped that and just called them the Packers. So it's not like I've never heard the fucking fudge Packer joke, dude. But I get it. It's
at least they're not the Browns.
Yeah, at least they're not the
Browns. Imagine being called the Brown Packers.
Oh God.
You can never live that down.
The Fudge Packers?
The Fudge Packers.
Yeah. Seriously.
Again, that's not original, dude. Come on.
That reminds me of a name. So there's this small town in my area because I'm in like the super suburbs, and there's a team, a local football team in that town. Their name is the Whippers. And I remember that was the joke that team could not live down until I think about a year or two after I left high school. I found out that other school finally got rid of the name the Whippers. I'm like, wow, they're called the Whippers. Oh no, what not name you? Imagine like, yeah, I'm a whipper. Like,
you're a whippersnapper. Which one is it? There's a college team that has one of the just absolute worst mascots, worst name. Fuck, what am I thinking? Like, it's just
There's a AAA baseball team in Montgomery called the Montgomery Biscuits, and their mascot is a biscuit with butter as a tongue. Their games are only like on military night. Their games are only like 50 cents, and the beers are like 50 cent a beer. So it was awesome.
What the hell is this? Agent Jesse? Agent Common Nerd? Neo Jesse.
So I did have a show before this, and I may or may not have been drinking on said show. But I also had about an hour of drama that I had to help out with a friend of mine, and I put my hat up on top of the computer desks here on top of the computer screens, and my glasses fell off, and now I can't find them. So I'll probably find them tomorrow. So for as of them resting, yes, it is Neo Common Nerd tonight. I am protecting myself from all of my giant ass screens. It is Neo Common Nerd tonight. How the hell are you doing, Nickweiser, my brother? How you doing, my friend?
You look like
I'm
Dave
doing
Navarro.
great. Happy to be here, hanging out with the vets now for an hour and a half. And thanks to Horny Alf for sending me the invite. I'm glad to hang out with you and all the other vets. It's cool to be around this group of people in this chat. I mean, it's awesome. I love hanging out with all you guys. You're fun people, and y'all know how to drink too, which is great. So we could just keep
dude.
Keep drinking.
Here, brother.
I gotta take off, guys. I
Yeah,
gotta get to eat before the show. Next show.
Yeah, but come on, I just got here, devil. Don't do that to me.
One dude
I
slides
gotta-
in, one dude slides in, and 2 dudes pull out. Go
I
figure.
gotta get.
5 kids pull out for what?
And Green's gotta go
5
too.
kids pull out for what?
Yeah, I gotta get it. I gotta get going too. I gotta make sure everything's set up for the stream at 11 o'clock Central Time. For everyone who's here, you're gonna be pushed over there after the stream, so check it out. We're gonna be killing some zombies on State of Decay 2. But yeah, that's I think that's all I got.
Al,
All right.
always good to see you, brother.
Later,
See you,
man.
Later.
I have a question. I have a question for the man that just popped in on the stream. I've been it's appropriate that you're dressed the way that you are because I want to know why did you leave Ink Master?
Mostly because of the fact that I'm not a very good artist, and the best tattoos I always did was me convincing women to like let me tattoo on their inappropriate parts. And it got me famous, but the problem was after the guys looked at it, they were like, I can't believe you let some asshole convince you to let him tattoo on your inappropriate parts, considering how bad of a shitty artist he was.
Here,
So
let me
kinda how
put
I
some
got it.
ink on your vajayjay. It'll be
I mean,
fine.
that's
I
essentially
gotta
how
go.
it came down.
I gotta
to.
go, guys. Have a good night.
Oh,
Bye.
except for JJ, and she has to take off.
Yeah, no shit, right? Clearly. Bye, Tiff. Holy cow.
Bye, Tiff.
Go subscribe to fucking
Subscribe to Green Haired Anti-Liberal. Blue Cordell, speaking of shots. Let's do a shot. Speaking of drinking. Honoring this because I still owe him for the $500 that he dropped last week.
Fucking legend. Fucking legend.
Let's tase Dermy in the face.
That's the stuff. I like the intensity. Eye of the tiger. Good. You're holding 50,000 volts, little man. Don't be afraid to ride the lightning.
Stop! In the face! In the face!
In the face!
Cheers! I fucking love that one.
So this 6 days of Fallujah thing. Now you've got me interested.
Yeah, I want to play it. I really want to play it. I lost interest in Call of Duty and all that shit, especially when the drama went down with Call of Duty recently.
Yeah.
What a weird drama. That's still one of the weirdest things. I can actually say that drama is one of the first. I actually saw that be a red pill moment for someone at my own job. I work in a let's just say a super blue company. That was a red pill moment for someone. Was that thing of all the things?
That. Yeah. Of all that, what was it that the YouTuber said? Is just like he was just talking about protecting kids, right?
Like kids. He said, "Let kids be kids." It was something really harmless.
Yeah. Really simple.
I remember
he was like, I'm a father now. And I get this so as a father to a daughter, I get this so much more now than ever before. Just let kids be kids.
Yeah,
and that was enough.
Something totally harmless. And what helped was
what's the name of the company for Call of Duty? Who did that?
Activision, right?
Activision. Yep, Activision.
Of course, activism. Of course, not original, but still, the point still stands. Yeah, I feel like this is, since we're on, we might as well talk about it. Yeah, the guy who I know, he is already invested in that gamer. Like as someone who he would watch his gaming streams, he's a big fan of guys like that, Dr. Disrespect, and I guess you could say he was very, I don't know, apolitical. He was aware of the rising nature of politics and everything, but he kind of, I guess you could say, just kind of ignored it, would hope it eventually go away. But then he saw that, and then he saw his comments. And he's like, why did he get fired? I'm really confused. But then what really shined a light on him was when he saw all the articles saying what he said was anti-insert alphabet group here. And he's just like, what did he say wrong? I'm like, this is what I've been trying to tell you all along. Welcome to the party, pal. And now all of a sudden, do you want to talk about a shattering of the world? It's one of those things where it doesn't matter how many facts people are put in front of them. It doesn't matter. It's until it affects something you are attached to. That's when your world is broken down. And that's what happened. Exactly. It was a gamer that he had attachment to. He's really big fan of the gaming stream, super chat, all that stuff, talked about him. And the minute he saw that guy who he loved get canceled, that was like, that's it. That it changed him. Changed him completely.
Call of Duty now with more maps. For those who don't, hey, Kara, that's a no word.
I said PIT.
Okay. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, MAP means minor attracted person. This is an actual acronym these people created. So that's a good one. Call of Duty now with more maps. I like it. Since we're on the topic of video games, I was going to go somewhere else. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Oh wait, no, wrong tab. The Indiana Jones game looks good. I'm going to play the trailer. I have a feeling everyone here has probably seen it and might have seen the other stuff, behind the scenes stuff. But for those who haven't seen it, this trailer actually looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and check this out. We'll talk about this, and then we'll talk about the behind the scenes shit that got noticed about the people who are making this game. Let's check this out.
Let's go.
Let me tell you what you are missing, Dr. Jones. While you were playing your pointless game, I was playing you. You're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life of meaning instead of ending up here, dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
I love that part, by the way.
Yeah.
I do too.
It feels like indie.
Yeah, absolutely. So
like
much of
Raiders
this
of the Lost
does.
It feels like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
History. Just different ways to interpret the past.
The voice, it sounds like him from back in the day.
Thousands
just
of
like
years
him.
of
voice actor
humanity's
did a really
thoughts
good.
and
His
beliefs
emphases are spot on
scattered
for
in
Harrison Ford.
just waiting to be found.
Puzzle games make
Can't
sense.
just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Watch me.
Love it. I mean, even the mannerism, the little fucking, just, I mean, just his appearance, that facial expression, it looks just like fucking Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones.
It really does. It's kind of freaky how good it looks.
Well, and we'll get to it when we bring up the people. We'll get to it when we bring up the people behind it. But that's, I think there might be something to this. But go ahead.
Yeah.
This is a great trailer. This is a great trailer.
Throughout history, mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle.
That music.
John Williams, baby! John Williams!
I've had run-ins with these guys before. Trust me, it ain't a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I could keep up? Patron of the fallen angels. Protector of the Chirkulimani. The Great Circle. You have any idea how old that was?
Oh, it
I think I
looks
would've
so
preferred it in
good.
third person, but you know.
Yeah, that's my biggest. Yeah, exactly. It's in first person. Quarter Black Garrett said it on FNT that if you're playing as Indiana Jones, you want to see Indiana Jones. It should be in third person. But
yeah,
other than that,
I honestly disagree with that because, like, I understood, like, I saw an article from The Gamer that was arguing that some people are really pissed off about the fact that it's in first person shooter. Some people are totally okay with that. Honestly, because I think Indiana Jones always, at least with me as a kid, like Indiana Jones is the reason why I got into Egypt archaeology. It's why I checked out those books from the library. It's why I read those old dusty books about how they embalmed people, and that's how I learned about all that kind of stuff. So it's like the Indiana Jones first person aspect doesn't bug me all that much because I think all of us wanted to be Indiana Jones as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, and so like that's why I say that part doesn't bug me because you see enough cut scenes where it's indie, but you also get to actually enjoy the experience of being indie, just like you kind of imagined yourself in the movie. So that part doesn't really bug me.
Yeah, it's a minor issue. I mean, I understand exactly what you're saying. I still think that it would be nice to see him there, to see the hat and the jacket and everything while you're moving around. But I think I could get past the fact that it's first person when I play the game. Nick, what do you think?
The game doesn't look bad on its own merits. I actually think the gameplay in itself looks fairly good. It looks what I would expect out of Indiana Jones. The voice for Harrison Ford is perfect too. It's shockingly how good he looks and sounds like Harrison Ford. I am concerned a little bit about the girl boss, because not only with the line she said, but the fact is Indiana Jones is kind of like a pulp character, like a Doc Savage or the Shadow. He's a character of the past, and the fact that the girl boss had the look of the now.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that fucking side
look,
shade. Yeah,
that look is not of the now. That does not help me, because if we want, I could probably, I don't want to say I completely forgive it, but I could probably look past it more if she had like a look of that time period. But the fact that it was modernized and Indiana Jones is anything but modern does not help. Especially we're in a day and age where all these games are being made, and also even in shows and TV where it's this whole everyone nowadays is a hero. Everyone's a hero nowadays. Like in the Spider-Man comic books, they have Mary Jane having powers, and I'm worried that this is going to be this game where you have to have a few levels with this girl, the same way Miles Morales had levels in the PS4 Spider-Man game. It's just like, I didn't care when Miles Morales had his own game. Fine. That means you could go beat him up. No, but you also have to shove him into everywhere else too. I don't want this girl as a character. I want Indiana Jones only. I don't need that. But
and that's a perfect.
Overall, looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks amazing, except for that. And there's two ways to look at it. This is a perfect segue into the next video I'm going to play. Either she is not that much of a factor in the game, or they're hiding, or they're subduing. They're hiding how much involvement there is with her. And this video right here is very concerning as to what we can possibly expect and why we're blackpilled whenever these fucking projects come out. This is one of the fuckers right here who made the game. Got the gay pride fucking square, which is weird as shit. I don't know why. I guess maybe gay pride pixelated. I'm just noticing, same fucking haircut.
Self-insert.
I just realized that same fucking haircut.
Dude, did you see the girl who was the facial model for Mary Jane in the second Spider-Man game? Straight up self-insert.
Oh, same fucking same one. So let's listen to this person. All right, unmute.
A new Indiana Jones story.
With every man, he's passionate and determined. And for us, he's synonymous with adventure.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience. And our game is all about putting you...
That statement right there.
For a modern audience.
A new story for a modern audience. That right there shouts and screams, stay away from this game.
It screams bait and switch. It's that's why I'm also concerned about the upcoming Wolverine game, because I feel like you're being put in front of us stuff for Logan, but it's going to just set the stage for Laura Kinney, aka X-23. That's all these games are being propped up now. They want the what's it called? They want all the fame and the glory that the legacy character has, but they want to commit to their character who they actually want to promote. That's why they love this bait and switch, because they know it appeals to people who just see what's on the surface, and they take advantage of those people.
And the only
Tom W is asking it says the senior narrative designer. That's who this guy is.
He looks
he looks the part.
Well, the only reason I will give any kind of pushback to this, and I trust me, I'm a guy that literally covers this kind of nonsense, for a living. And like, I am always been one of the biggest people that is like, look at who the people are behind it. Look at who the people are behind it. See who they are, see what they mean, to what they say about the game, the movie, the TV show, whatever. My only pushback against this is all we heard from the marketing of D&D was that it was going to be this woke, feminist, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Everybody that I've talked to that has seen that movie has said is the direct opposite. It's not like that at all.
Yeah, it's a great
Same
movie.
thing. Yeah, and same thing with the Lightyear movie. Okay, right? We were told that Lightyear was going to be this big LGBT yada yada yada, so much queer nonsense. All right, it was literally a blink and you miss it scene in that movie. So this is my question at this point. With an Indiana Jones game that looks like a trailer like that, obviously we'll find out in a few months when people actually start to play it and they get through the story, as the rest of these guys, they're going to play it. You know that. And so we'll find out very quickly as to whether or not whoever of us are concerned or whether or not our concerns are right.
Well, again,
my thing is that I worry that this individual right here might be nothing more than a marketing ploy.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it was with Lightyear, just like it was with D&D. I have no idea yet. I haven't played the game. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, based on what we've seen from the trailer, and then based on what we see from this guy, I think it could go either way. I think there's a 50-50 shot this will either be a bunch of woke garbage where it sets up the chick to be the next character, or this is nothing more than marketing. And one of the other reasons why I don't think the woke chick is going to take over is because, honestly, the only comment we saw from her in the trailer kind of reminds me of Marion and the way she treated Indy and the way they had their back and forth.
Yeah, that whole exactly. I know, like on FNT and everything, everyone got really upset when she says try to keep up. Like, no, I mean, Marianne was the same. You're exactly right. Marianne was the same way. That's not a real indicator that's woke, and they're not really, trying to.
And it's only one scene.
Emasculate him. But yeah, it's one shot, and it does have that potential to be terrible. And to point also, you got to remember that when it comes to like the woke shit, we've talked about this many times, that it's not a matter of just being it being woke. The bigger matter is it's woke because the people who are in charge are there because they're a diversity hire. It's not because they actually have skill to create a good product. And that's why so many of this shit is awful, because it's just people who don't have the skill to put out a good product. So again, like this guy right here, I have no idea what his skill is to be a narrative designer. He could just be a flaming fucking gay boy. But maybe he's really good at his job. Maybe they are going to create a good product. But exactly your point. I would say the same thing. It's 50-50 right now. I have a little bit. Yeah, go ahead.
They also don't care to put out a good product because these people always have like a company to fall back on, someone to take the hit in case they cause this company to lose money and the product fails. And a lot of these companies are so lucky that they have someone to fall back on, because we would actually see companies going down like a domino effect if they didn't have some big major company keeping a lot of them up. I mean, that's the reason. Sadly, it's one of the reasons why companies like DC are around, because if they weren't owned by Warner right now, with the state of what they're doing, DC would straight up be out of business right now.
Yeah, and I completely agree with Nick. And this is one of the other reasons why I think, like, a lot of people are like, oh, video games are going to go woke. This is one of the reasons why I don't think video games are going to go woke in the same way that Hollywood has gone woke, okay? Because of exactly what Nick said. Because the only reason DC Comics, the only reason Marvel Comics is allowed to survive is because they have Disney and Warner Brothers backing them, okay? Most video game studios, at least as of right now, are quasi-independent, right? So if you spend $1 million, $10 million, $100 million on a video game, if that video game doesn't sell, you're broke, you're done, you're out. We saw that happen. Well, we saw that happen to the people who built Saints Row, right? Built Saints Row. Saints Row, love those games. They went off the rails. A lot of people weren't big fans of them. They were what's the one that's really popular? Rocksteady. I'm having a brain fart right now. But the one all of us played, it was basically a knockoff of that. And it was more outrageous. It was more crazy. You had powers. You got aliens involved in it. You got super dildos that you could smack people with. All kinds of crazy shit that happened in those games.
Dildos.
Yeah, you really could. There was a giant dildo. You could smack the shit out of people. But those games got outrageous. They understood that they were outrageous. The problem is when the new studio came in, when all the wokies came in and took over, what happened? They don't have that major backing. They don't have the ESG backing because guess what? These old white people don't think video games are important. And so they got a little money. They did a little woke stuff and then they failed. That entire studio has lost all of these millions of people. I mean, we've seen YouTube lay off all these hundreds of, these thousands of people, these hundreds of people. Like this is what we see happen time and time again. And with video game studios, I think it's going to be so much more constrict because they only have, you got X amount of people working on a game. You got X amount of budget. There's nobody else backing you. So if you fail as a studio, if you fail as a video game studio, guess what? You're done. You're finished. You're out. So that's why I don't think video games are going to, if video games do try to go woke, which we have seen them try to go woke over the last few years, what happens every time? They fail miserably. The Last of Us 2 is a prime example of that, right? The Last of Us 2 destroyed a game. Well, there's so many other games out there that did that exact same thing.
Works? Is there a third one in the works? Do we know?
No, that studio is basically bankrupt at this point, and they're doing the best they can to do remasters just to try to gain some money back at this point.
So basically, they're hoping for the show to take off so they can have a reason to push what they were hoping for with the second game to continue it on the show instead.
Well, and even the show is talking about right now of not going the same direction as the game because guess what? Pedro Pascal is the star of that show. Ooh, how are you going to kill? How are you going to kill that guy in the second season? Your show is going to be over if you kill Pedro Pascal.
Dude, no one likes that fucking chick. No one likes her. Pedro Pascal is the only reason that show did any fucking good. She was insufferable. Absolutely. I fucking hate that character.
She's a nice enough girl as an actress, as a person, but yeah, as a character, she sucks ass. And guess what?
Fuck. Oh, now I'm lesbian. Look at this. I'm lesbian. I'm fucking chicken. I'm lame and gay. Oh God. Yeah, fuck that show.
Yeah, that's exactly what we've got fed with.
Yeah,
and that's why that game lost. That's why Last of Us 2 was one of the largest franchise losses in history because not only did they lie to the people that they were trying to send a trailer out to, they lied about the game. You were sold a trailer that said Joel was going to last much longer than what he did. And then you had The Last of Us 2 where he literally died in the first scene. And guess what? I mean, think about Jeremy. Jeremy fucking built his channel on fuck the guys that created that game. You know what I mean? Because of what they did. Because we were there, everybody was honest about it. Look what you did to this game. Look what you did to a game that was so many fan favorites. So I don't think video games can survive the woke apocalypse the way the studios have.
Yeah. The Nick Offerman episode, is that episode 3, the gay one? I'm assuming Nick Offerman was probably one of the.
I didn't watch the show, but I heard about. I think the Drinker spoke about. He said, "Here's the weird." If I remember, Drinker had a. I guess you could say it was kind of a hot take. He said that the episode was the most out of place episode of the entire show. He said, oddly, it was the best written episode, even though it had nothing to do with the show. Now, if anyone caught the open bar around that time, correct me if I'm wrong. But he said it wasn't a bad story on its own merits, but it had nothing to do with the game. He said that's its own thing. People would probably actually be over the moon about this, but he said it was in this show and it had no place there.
I agree with that. I don't think it's a hot take. I think that I would agree. If you just wanted to make a love story episode, yeah, it was fine. But it was completely irrelevant to the story. Completely irrelevant to the story. It was just a way to insert a fucking gay love story. Now, I was on a show with Meth Gator. I think he's another vet has been on this channel. I was on his show and we debated this. He said Meth Gator, he's openly bi. So I'm like, maybe that's why he's okay with it. But I made the point because he said like, it's a good episode, blah, 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 blah. And I said, no, dude, even if it was straight, even if this was a straight couple, a man and a woman, I would still be pissed off at this episode because it's a waste of fucking time. It was irrelevant. There was no point in putting this fucking story in there. An hour-long fucking show to span like 8 years of these two fucking getting along until they just fucking die in the end. it was pointless. So yeah, it is upsetting because they're obviously trying to interject their fucking gay shit. They want to interject an LBGT fucking Q thing into the show, but nonetheless, it was still just fucking pointless. That's my point.
Yeah, I hate with a lot of these properties. It's clear that there's a requirement list on what they have to put into almost all these things now. Almost all of it. I don't want to say literally everything because that's not true, and there can always be exceptions out there point out. And even for the exceptions, how long is it till those things become it as well? That's the other thing. It's just like, do I hold on to it? Do I get emotional with this now? Because what if I do, and then the rug gets pulled out from under you? You definitely have to contemplate that, which is weird because we're basically in the TV movie version equivalent of walking on eggshells with these things. We want to get lost in the world of these things, but we also have to keep that back in the head thought that, hey, this may come out. Even though we don't want it to be there. We're trying to be hopeful here. We want to keep the optimism, but man, it doesn't help when all these things happen. Because especially nowadays, the more things that come out, the more upfront they're being about it as the build up to said product comes out.
Yeah. And just like Tom's saying here. Yep. Put a chick in it and make her lame and gay. And perfect fucking segue. Did anyone else here watch the new Ted miniseries?
No.
Yep.
No one else saw it? Well, guess what they did? Guess what they did?
Put a chicken in her, make it lemon gay.
Exactly. No, that's exactly. They put a chicken in it. They made her lemon gay. I'm gonna play the trailer and I'm gonna point it out. I will. Okay, I'm just gonna play a trailer and then we'll pause and I'll talk about it. Yeah. So the new Ted series is a prequel. So you see Johnny and Ted when Johnny's like I think he's like a freshman in high school. So let's play this and we'll talk about it. I meant to talk about this like back like fucking when Gary was on. I've been hanging on to this.
Hey Johnny, how bad is school gonna suck?
You're not gonna like it.
How bad?
Well, it's like getting your nuts smashed together so hard they become just one nut.
Holy shit.
You should be going to school every day with Johnny.
That's her. That's her.
Boss. She's a mom boss.
This is one of the first fucking scenes right here.
Oh god.
One of the first things come out of her mouth is her scolding everyone for saying things that are racist. You can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that. Ted is sitting there like, which one was it that I said that was bad? It's funny. She is insufferable.
Yeah, you can see it too.
Oh yeah, you just see it. Like, just look at the way she's just scouring at them. Anyways,
well, look at the hair and the makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the hair and the makeup is an obvious one. The hair alone is like that fucking stupid bullshit that you've seen before. It's like, oh, we're trying to be back to the 80s. No, bitch. No.
Yeah.
They don't understand what the 80s were all about.
That's another thing. This is supposed to be the 80s, and she is a full-on fucking modern day woke tard. People like this didn't talk like this back in the 80s. No one did.
The whole point to why they're doing it, to give the people who are, let's just say, more impressionable the thought that, hey, guess what? Anyone who tells you history that, oh, it wasn't always like this. Well, it was like this because we're putting out to you this media through this big outlet. And they wouldn't lie to you. Well, of course they would lie to you, but they're trying. It's about, thank you. They're trying to rewrite history for the more impressionable people, to give them this idea that, it was always like whoever's telling you that is a liar, even if they are actually telling you the truth. And it works, sadly. It's probably like the power of media is very powerful. It's powerful. And people believe that. So I see it all the time at work. People are like, oh, they wouldn't just lie about that, would they? I'm like, actually, they would.
Yeah.
With John.
No, thanks.
You might have fun.
No, I would not have fun. I guard the house when you guys are out.
What happened to the TV?
It was an accident.
You're going to school and you're going to grow up.
Look at her right here. Okay. This is my point, that the Ted shit is funny as fuck. It's great. It feels just like the fucking movies. It is really damn good. Mm-hmm. She is everywhere. She is in every fucking story. She's an integral part of every fucking story. Look at her standing there, staring, like, look, this fucking judgment look. She is the only one who's written to be competent at all. Everyone else in this fucking show is incompetent, is weak. She is the only one. She's the voice of reason in every single fucking episode. This show is not Ted. It's called Gale. That's who the main star is there. That fucking bitch right there.
Yep. Oh, yeah. But they know Ted is the name that has the pre-established fan base. So they know if they named about her, they wouldn't bring the people. And so once again, they're taking advantage of the more impressionable people like who look on the surface of, ooh, look, Ted, guys. I guess I'll watch the new Ted because it says Ted. Little do they know,
Dude, I laughed my ass off a lot in this. I laugh. If you want to watch this and you want to get a chuckle, it's worth it. However, you are going to hear her and she is going to be insufferable. And it just sucks the fun out of it every time she opens her fucking mouth. Anyways.
Brain. Oh, come on.
If I get drunk, tell I know I'm gonna be.
Hey, dog. You bringing your dolls to school? It's the 90s. Times are changing. Sexual.
It's the 90s. Times are changing. It's another thing. Like it's not. She's not the only one. They do reinforce her fucking bullshit from time to time with comments like that.
Sexual education. Let's start with Times are changing. Sexual education. Let's start with masturbation. If you're going to assign homework, Johnny already did it this morning.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
I haven't smoked, I haven't had sex, I haven't had a girlfriend. I'm gonna lose it.
You and me have been best friends like our whole lives. We're about to get high for the first time. Can we have drugs, please? Let's do this right. Oh, man.
Can you guys believe we're like having an experience and experiencing reality?
Is there a fucking gas leak or something?
Nice costume, fuckface.
It's possible that the two of you might not be total screw-ups.
Take a long look. This is what life is.
Holy shit, Teddy, I'm the last virgin in school.
We can fix this. We gotta find a buyer. Fresh penis! Get your fresh penis here!
Teddy, Jesus Christ!
Still has that new penis smell.
You shut up.
All right, I'm just trying to help.
Okay, that line was good. That was a good line. That was a good closer.
Yeah.
That was a really strong closer. If you had to give the trailer credit one thing, that was a really good closer. Really
the entire show
line.
it's not a bad show. If you just take that one fucking character out, it would be great. But no. But it's not just that either. Like I said, so the dad is a Vietnam vet and he's a total fucking asshole. I mean, they turn the guy to a real fucking asshole. And the mother, yeah, you really don't. Yeah, he has no likability. Yeah, and I like that actor too. There's a lot of people. He's from fucking what's the Star Trek spoof they do? Starts with an O.
The Orville.
Orville. Yeah,
I watched the first season of the Orville. That was I only caught that season, but that was really good.
Yeah, he's the pilot in Orville. The doctor from the show is the principal. So yeah, there's a few people from there, and I like all these people. But yeah, they make him very unlikable, and especially so because they made the mother like the most sickly, sweet, and innocent fucking lady. Like that's one of the things that in the beginning in the show they're trying to get her to swear. She won't even say shit or anything. She's like super religious, super fucking innocent, and they make him look like just the biggest asshole because he treats her like shit. So that's another thing. That's the whole time. So the entire fucking time you had that Gail chick who is like their niece. It's another thing. Her actual parents are so bad that she lives with them instead because her parents are alcoholic assholes. She's a victim the entire fucking time. And she's just constantly scolding. She's constantly telling the dad how to treat his wife. You can't treat her like that. You have to be nicer and all this shit. It's insufferable. It just takes all the fun out of this shit.
Yeah.
Real quick before we get going, Blue Cordell says, Vet's talking, everyone else, peace and prayers. Watch your six, keep calm, and stay armed. And we'll do a shot. Wild Porous, go ahead. What were you going to say? Nick, were you saying something?
Well, I got nothing useful right now.
Oh,
I'm honest. Otherwise, I went all in. I'm drinking though. I'm drinking.
yeah,
over
I
here.
appreciate you participating.
fun.
Once again, this is to honor the $500 that Blue Cord Devil did drop. And for that, we will teabag Dermy. Cheers, Blue Cord.
I gotta go, guys. I got an early morning. Gotta hit the trail.
All right. Good night, Lawrence.
But hey, it's always a pleasure. Thank you guys for having me, and I will hopefully see you on Thursday. I've been trying to catch you guys on knife hands. Just life is getting in the way, but yeah, thanks for having me.
Sounds good, buddy. Thank you,
Lawrence.
All right.
Thank you very much. We are now much less diverse and therefore racist for not having a black guy.
I don't know. Big Rob can kind of pass.
Yeah, he got some color. He's got that Jason Momoa look.
Are you Hawaiian, Rob?
No. I'm a mix of all kinds of things.
Well, I've got a really fun fact to tell you guys. I'm not completely white, even though I look like a pasty.
Are you quarter black?
No, better. I'm
Jinx.
half Puerto Rican. So when I go to like the Puerto Rican family parties, some people still to this day wonder if I'm a guest or not. Which is fine. I don't care. I don't get offended because I just want the Puerto Rican rice anyway. It's the best rice in the world. It was my first human food. Like when I was a butterball fat ass of a baby. Like my grandma, like she skipped the Gerber and just went to the Puerto Rican rice. And of course, she was fully Puerto Rican, and she's from the country of Puerto Rico. She came to America, came to Chicago, and yeah, and she made sure that Nick had Puerto Rican rice, and it's probably been the one thing that's been with me just as much as pizza. So yeah, I am half of that, and yeah. Like I said, I go to family parties. Some people notice me, and then some like, "Oh, are you family? What's your deal?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm family. I may not look good, but I am. I swear." Well, I don't think
yeah. I'm like 30% British, 30% Scandinavian, but I have very dark features though. I have black fucking hair. My skin color is naturally a little bit fucking dark. I have no idea why. Of course, I haven't taken the test, though. It was my sister who took the blood test. And so now I've got to look in and see if my mom's playing around with the fucking mailman or something like that.
The pool boy.
Which I know it's not the case. I'm joking. I look like, younger pictures of my dad. We look exactly alike, so it's no way. Yeah.
But I'll tell you, though, but Puerto Rican food, though, and the Puerto Rican family parties, it's almost like a diet version of like the Mexican parties or the Italian or the Greeks, because I always put those three as the echelon of like family parties where you better eat, otherwise they will treat you like you're a criminal, and they value family to the highest order. Those are oh shucks, yeah, see, you know, man, that rice. Yeah, my grandma, she really did. Like, I swear, it was like she lived off just making that. It's just like
what's different about it?
You just gotta experience it, man. Sadly, my grandma, unfortunately, is no longer living amongst us. I don't know if any of my aunts inherited her recipe. You just gotta have it, though. I know there's pork in it, which is one thing. There's pork in it. That's a big one. Trust me.
Okay. See, it's the ingredients that you add into it.
Okay, so that's another thing too. He's right. It's just you gotta have it. I remember when I had my girlfriend. My girlfriend's Greek, and I'll tell you, Greeks they take their food very seriously too. But I showed her rice. She's like, "This is really good, Nick." I was like,
"Dude,
I told you."
One of my favorite things about being stationed in Italy for 3 years was the Greek food, because we had real Greek people who would open up restaurants. Oh my god, we had I
got Greek bread right now here at the.
Oh, dude. We had a kebab stand that would open up right outside of our base. because we live like right in the dead center of Vicenza, Italy. So you could just walk right outside the base and walk downtown. And that's what we did every damn time. We'd walk downtown to the squares. I forget what it was actually called, but there was a place called the Square. Walk down there, bar hop all around, and you can bar hop back. And they always put a fucking a euro or the euro stand right outside our fucking base, and we'd be just drunk as shit. And there was this euro burger. A euro burger, giant fucking burger. I'll get a euro burger with everything on it, and I would just devour this thing as I'm stumbling back to my barracks. Oh, so good,
dude! No,
oh, so good.
There's a Greek fest that they do because a lot of Greeks are of the Orthodox nature as far as like religion is concerned, and there's this Greek Orthodox church in our area, and they do like a Greek fest type of thing in the summer. And they have all the expecteds, like the gyros, the kebabs, all that stuff. And dude, it's a food coma day for me. I eat everything there that exists. It's like, you look good. You look good. I don't know what you are, but I'm going to eat you too. And
been there before.
You come home and you face plant and that's your day. It's great.
Yeah.
Also, too, they have this really good like balloon artist who does these crazy designs. Like my oldest daughter, she asked for a proton pack of the Ghostbusters, and the guy gave her a balloon style version of the proton pack of the Ghostbusters.
Wow,
dude! She had the gun and everything too, dude. It's incredible. We held on to that thing for like 3 or 4 months as a balloon. The whole thing was all balloons, and it was awesome. The balloon artist is incredible.
Parrot Heads over on Rumble is asking, is Puerto Rican rice the mysterious 33rd flavor?
There's been a lot of conspiracies. What is the 33rd flavor?
I've never heard this.
I don't know. One day the truth will come out. I mean,
what's the background here? What does this come from?
The X-Files is the truth is out there. So it comes from, it's just honestly, it's just people asking, what is it? That's really all it is. Though, like a lot of the chats kind of made that a thing. I didn't like get that go. It's just like the third flavor. I think if I had to take a educated guess, I think Toxic Man Flu got it started because way back in the day when I become new to the Dix Division guys, he would always say Nickweiser flavor number this, and this, and then all of a sudden when it came to 33, no one would go beyond 32, and it was like, oh, what's that one? And now it's become a thing now for 2.5 years. People are running with what is the flavor? And
okay.
Yeah. So, and I'll let people keep going with it.
JB says, don't know what the 33rd flavor is, but 34 is pussy.
So yeah. Maybe one day I'll change my name just for everyone, and we'll finally come out and tell everyone what that flavor is. So we'll see.
Nice. Shout out to Tina. What's going on, Tina? Popping in. Bubba motherfucking Ford asking Aviano. No, I was stationed in Vicenza about, I think it was an hour away from Aviano. Aviano's up in northeastern Italy. We went there all the time though, because that's where we would go to jump. I was part of the 173rd Airborne Brigade, and we would always go up to Aviano to go load up on the planes and do our jumps. Awesome place, amazing area. The drop zone is very interesting too. There's a fucking farmer's field of corn, and apparently the military bought a portion of this cornfield and just stripped it out for one big strip for our landing zone. And I got very lucky on my very first jump. Well, it's not my first jump ever. You do 5 jumps in airborne school, but my cherry jump, my 6th jump, I landed right on the edge. I broke one single stalk of corn. I've got a picture of it. You can see my foot imprint. One single stalk of corn was hit when I rolled over, but I was like just off from the side of getting a corn going right at my fucking ass. So very pretty. Thanks, Jesse. We always got to get one appearance of the Go Suck a Dick song while we're here. Always got to get one in there.
I don't know, man.
What else?
I'm so pessimistic about new shows coming out that I just assume everything that is made nowadays is for a modern audience. And it's unfortunate because then I used to love the new greatest show coming out and be excited about week to week tuning in, but now I just avoid it all. Except for every once in a while I get a show like Reacher that I really enjoy that show.
Don't spoil it. I'm only 2 episodes into season 2.
No
I'm liking
spoilers.
what I'm getting so far, I like
But-
Alan Ritson. I think he's a fantastic lead, by the way.
Yeah.
He's got the build.
Yeah, he's great.
He's got a cool name. He's obviously he's got cool like dialogue to give, which is something all action heroes should have. Good
He doesn't
one-liners.
he doesn't try to act tough either. He's got that persona where it's just like you just know he's already tough. He doesn't have to act tough.
You can't look at him and be like, yeah, good luck. You look at him, he's a yeah, good luck type of guy. No,
Yeah.
but Reacher is something I'm really cool about. Even though it's the first season, I really enjoyed One Piece, Rob. I understand your feelings. One Piece I thought was fantastic. And I was 25 years of lore manga wise. I've been getting into the manga recently. I did enjoy shockingly, and not only did I enjoy shocking, but even more so. Granted, it's the first half of it, but the second season of Invincible, I actually was shocked because I thought, oh man, they're gonna do everything that they're hoping to do with season 1. They're gonna do with season 2, and with the first half of the episodes, not only have I enjoyed it, but I enjoy it even more than season 1. I did not expect to say that about Invincible, but here we are, man. Here we are. Invincible has been kick ass, maybe even more, and it's just crazy because they have more like side plots going on. It's busier, but it's all weaving together nicely. And Mark Grayson is a character who's fleshing out very nicely. Also, one character who I couldn't stand in season 1, I couldn't stand her. They fixed her in season 2. I was shocked. I did not expect. Bush beat me. His girlfriend's insufferable, but see, I can't stand her in season 1. In season 2, though, she's way better. Like, not even like, oh, it's good. ... for her. Like, no, her character is actually likable. She's the Amber that I knew of when I read Invincible. So I will say no, she's definitely nowhere near insufferable in season 2. But yeah, in season 1, she was every SJW GF nightmare in season 1.
So just
And
like
trust me when I
the
say
Gale from Ted.
yes, and I was expecting that out of season 2. Trust me, I remember when I finished the first episode, I was just like, what? Like, I actually watched it again just to make sure. Like, I straight up watched it again. And Boo says, don't call me baby. I said, don't call me babe. No, she said, don't call me baby. I actually agree with that line. And I'm not saying that from a social justice point of view and whether it was coming from that or not. I just say it as the whole like daddy thing. To me, that's just really weird incestual terminology. I don't get it, but everyone has their preferences. But she does not belittle him in season 2 the way she did in season 1. And yeah, she did Bush is right. She did lord over him in season 1 a lot. She did. At season 2, though, she's a lot more understanding. She when he needs to go out and be a hero, she's a lot more kind about it. So, which once again, I was shocked from that. I was very shocked.
So to go back when you talk about One Piece, when I first heard about One Piece, I did not like the idea of it. I've never liked anime. I keep on trying to give it a try, but when I watched it, I have now watched the entire first season 4 times. And when we were doing our end of the year fucking thing a few weeks ago, I put that up at the top as my number 1 item for 2023. I fucking love that show so much. I tried to watch the actual anime. Gal hates me for not liking it. I still can't stand it. I don't like anime. I just can't. I can't fucking do it. But my God, that live action is so fucking good. But also, I want to bring this up. When I was watching, the football games this week and also last week, it occurred to me today. I was watching one of the games. you see all these fucking ads, right? Whatever it is, if it's on NBC, then it's going to promote all the new shows that are coming out for NBC. And it occurred to me, I'm watching these things with just complete uninterest because I just assume they're all going to suck. They're all going to be some sort of fucking woke garbage. It's the first time it really clicked that I don't care about any of these fucking trailers. It was not that long ago that I would see like some of these cop dramas or something and be like, oh, hey, I should just at least give that a try. Maybe watch 1 or 2 episodes. I just literally do not want to. I don't want to watch any of it. I assume it all sucks. So yeah, it's not until like in our fucking YouTube circle now. I'll watch FNT. I'll watch Tuesday Night Main Event with Geeks and Gamers, and I will get their reference to hear what's good and what isn't. I don't want to give any single fucking thing a shot anymore because I just assume it's gonna suck. That's the world we live in.
It sucks that we got to that point. I'm glad you mentioned that, Adam, because we didn't want to get to this point. We did whatever it took to not get to that point. We have given the benefit of the doubt time and time again, and the more we did, it felt like the more we're getting punished for giving that. It was nuts. I remember I think it was that show from 2021, I think, the He-Man show way back in the day. What was his name? Who was really frequent here on YouTube? Sporky Scott, Sporky News Podcast. He was doing a big show at the time, and he was doing a show called The Dump. And there's a big, almost like a debate about the first trailer for the He-Man show on Netflix. And I was on Scott's side at the time of, oh man, this feels like something's off about this. And there was a lot of pushback from people, some on the panel, but more so on the chat. Oh, you guys are just being jumpy. You're rushing to conclusions. And then I didn't watch the show, but I heard from everyone because you couldn't escape it at the time how it all played out. But I judge by what I saw at the show. I'm like, hey, if the trailer could be misleading, it could be great. But judging from what I saw, this looks like a bait and switch. And from what everyone said, it was a bait and switch. And it was all about Tila instead of He-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, this is why we're like this. This is why we're like this. We didn't come to this point just to hate things. And this is something that a lot of people also forget. And this is something even Gina Carano actually gets too. Even a hater still cares because even a hater is still open to having their mind change. But when you're at the stage of apathy and they don't care, and when they're saying, yeah, do your worst with it, I don't care anymore, that's even worse than the hater who still invests in a way, who still watch it because they're still willing to keep their mind open for it to getting better. But the apathy stage, there's no heart and soul, and there's no emotion to it. At that point, they're like, fine, make every single character gay, give them all the lube, put it all in their asses. I don't care anymore. That's genuine apathy, and that is actually way worse than the hater who is still watching on a daily basis. It really is worse because at least the hater, you have a chance to say, okay, well, I have their attention. I can try to turn them around.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use an example. I'm gonna use a military comparison, but like you're saying is they create a bad product, like we were talking about earlier. Not only is it woke, but it's a bad product in general because you have woke idiots who are diversity hires. They weren't hired because they have skills. They're hired because of their ideology or because of what they have between their pants or the color of their skin. So they create a bad product. We don't spend money on that product, and we go online and say it sucks, and then they turn around and say that the problem is because of us. No, you started it by creating a bad product. Same thing in the military right now. Recruiting is way the fuck down. And why? Is it because people are saying there's something wrong with the military? No, it's because they made something wrong with the military. One, it started with telling people that they have to take the fucking jab, and then thousands of people ended up fucking leaving because of that. But then on top of that, they start promoting fucking ads with like a fucking female who says her inspiration joined the military because of her two moms and she wanted to fight for social justice. Then we come out and say, hey, here's the reasons why people don't want to join the fucking military. And then people turn around at us and say recruiting is down because we're saying you're fucking up and the military sucks now. You fucking started the problem. I actually had it. I had a fucking Navy chief. He was doing his fucking retirement ceremony, and I brought this issue up with him, and he said that I am wrong for coming on here on YouTube and telling people that there's something wrong with our fucking military. He's saying, oh, but there's such a bad recruitment problem. You shouldn't be doing that. No, the military fucked up in the first place. They're the problem, not me. I'm trying to get them to fix the problem. But it's the same thing in pop culture and here. It's the same fucking thing.
You care. You grew up with it. You know what it was like. You know the good. You know the bad. And you want to see it continue to be the best, even if you're not as directly involved as you once were. That's genuine love, man. Because that shows you care about what that was. And you want, hopefully, another generation of people to have to carry it on and say, hey, this is the next generation of people who are in this, who have the same amount of heart as I once did. You want to have the next wave succeed. I'd never understood the mentality of wanting the next wave to fail, because you want them to succeed so they can carry on that legacy, that tradition. That's why traditions are important. People never look past the nuances of legacy tradition. When they hear those words, they assume old. That's a dumb, mindless catch-all. But if you actually look past the surface, there's so much more details to why legacy and tradition are there. They weren't there because they were just thought of and made up. They were there because they were tested. They were proven. It works. And they've been substantial, and they've had legs for years, decades, and some even institutions or cultures, decades of centuries. That's the reason why we care about these traditions.
Yeah.
And that's why we want to see these things succeed and carry over to another generation, so they can take it and apply the same lesson. If they can do anything better, hey, awesome. We don't want people to be worse than ever. We want them to be better.
Yeah. That's exactly the same thing with the military. I don't want the military to fail. I want our military to be strong, be able to protect our fucking country.
Yep.
But they're fucking that up.
Especially that.
Yeah. They're the ones who are fucking it up. They're putting weak ass motherfuckers in there who don't want to do shit. They're fucking leftists. They just want to join so they can cut their fucking dick off and get fucking leave and spend their entire time sitting on their fucking ass instead of actually going into combat. And the real fucking patriots don't want to go into this fucking woke ass military. And that's not our fault. It's their fault for fucking doing it. It's the same damn thing. Yeah, I don't want Star Wars to fail. I want to see good Star Wars products, but it's their fault for creating a bad fucking product. And then they just turn around and they say that we're the problem, why it's not working. No, that's not how it works. You fucked it up. We're saying what we're saying because you need to fix it.
Yep.
Anyways,
you summed it up, brother. You summed it up. Nah, it's true. It's true.
This is normally like the kind of shit that you get into when we're doing knife hands on Thursday, but god dang.
Oh man, I don't think I ever told you, like my younger brother, even if he's my younger, he looks like he's older, but he was in the army many moons back. He did a round or two in Iraq and Afghanistan. He was stationed down in Georgia many moons back. My dad did a tour in Iraq in 2004. So I've heard, I hear them vicariously of seeing what's going on with the army. It's insulting, man. It's insulting.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what it's like for you guys. I can't imagine.
Infuriating, dude.
Yep.
I mean, fucking Rob here. He just fucking retired not that long ago. I've been out since 2009.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I retired 3 years ago, but I noticed the culture, the whatever's going on. It started creeping in probably close to about 10 years ago, when we started seeing the like certain narratives being pushed. Like a lot of sensitivity briefings and like extra annual training that we had to do for proper conduct with like certain communities finding their way into the military and the don't ask, don't tell stuff like it. And then you saw like good leadership and good people being forced out, being pushed out, and not necessarily all of them. Some of them just left just because they saw what was coming. They saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
So it's sad, man. And like I had an awesome career, and I kind of talk about some of this stuff on my stuff that I put out, but I wish that others can experience the things that we, and not just military stuff, like the culture, the movies that we used to enjoy, the life that we used to enjoy, the TV shows, the comics, or whatever it is, and that's gone now. And like I want to pass on the good memories that I had growing up, and I can't in good faith argue for it or advocate for it today by today's standards.
You know what, Rob?
Yeah.
You hit on something there. You hit on something there. And I don't even know if you were intending to or if it just I caught on to something because of it. But you hit on something there. If you look at it, especially with like comics, a lot of the guys like the Stan Lees, Jack Kirby's of the world, a lot of these are guys who create a lot of these characters. A lot of them were veterans. They had life experiences, and they were able to apply those life experiences and be able to translate that into story. Nowadays, you have people who live at Starbucks and on their social media, and they have no real life experience. They just think the world is their bubble. Whereas guys like Jack Kirby, they experienced the world. They went out there. They lived their life to the fullest extent as a veteran, whether it's on the field or outside the field, but they still experienced life for better and worse. Of course, I'm sure there's some worse to it, but they experienced it. They lived there. They were able to tell the story. They don't have, a lot of these people don't have that because they live in an echo chamber and they do whatever it takes to keep within that bubble. It's purposeful bubble living. And that's the thing that a lot of those storytellers did have, regardless of their leagues. They had a story to tell because they came from a life of experience. That experience translates because when you gain life experience, it makes you that much more knowledgeable for whatever comes in your way in life next, whether you become, I don't know, a mechanic, or you're like, I'm going to become a writer. You have a life experience to you, and you're going to apply, even if it's subtle traces of that, you're going to apply a little bit of that to everywhere you go, whether it's something, even as something as a manager of store, every trace of that is going to stick with you, whether it's more or less. It's always going to stay with you to some extent.
Yeah.
Yeah, those people they have no sense of what real men are. What
they don't.
No sense of actual real fighting or anything. That's why it's such fucking garbage.
Well, Mike Tyson nailed it. He says a lot of people forgot what it's like to get hit in the face. He's right.
Yeah. Yeah, this little fucking shit. I did a fucking rant on a short one time because I had this little fucking Zoomer fuck at the damn gym fucking talking shit about something. Like, he clearly has never been punched. He's like, he looked like he made a fucking 90 pounds fucking soaking wet. I'm 6'3". I'm not a small guy. I'm like, you realize I could destroy you right now. And you're sitting here shit talking. I'm like, I don't want to get kicked out of my gym, but holy fuck, I have not fucking punched somebody in a long damn time. I was so damn close. They're dumb. They're just fucking dumb. Cavalry Man here says he's watching Sasha Gray's second live stream on YouTube. She's working on combining chats from Twitch and Kick to display on here. So you mean StreamYard. Well, that's cool. Get on doing that with Rumble. That's what I want. I want to be able to do Rumble. Oh, they just do it fucking with Twitter too. I'm like, so they got all these new features where they can pull up chats from all these things. People want Rumble. Why can't you do that?
Yeah, I don't think it's a matter of can't. It's a matter of won't, because Rumble plays by a different set of rules, and they're trying to do whatever it takes to make sure Rumble doesn't have that prominence. Because once again, that's a cultural thing. If Rumble has those same features, people go, oh, hey, Rumble has those same features too. I'm going to use Rumble just like everything else. It's a way of shutting Rumble and anything like that out. That's not an accident, man. That's done by design, and it's not Rumble's fault. It's a lot of the
Yes, it
companies.
is.
Oh, I know it's not
around
Rumble's
them.
fault. Yeah.
No, but the thing about it is with Rumble too, is you also have to think is Rumble is 10 years behind what YouTube was. Right?
That's true.
Any of us that remember what YouTube was like in the early days, that's exactly what Rumble is now.
Yeah.
And the sad part is everybody expects, and I love Rumble, obviously. But like that's the sad part is everybody expects Rumble to be what YouTube is now. That's like YouTube took 20 years, 20 fucking years to get where they are now. And you're expecting any of these platforms to be the exact same thing overnight? Nah, unless they're willing to fucking spend the money on Amazon and do all that kind of bullshit. No, I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. It's not
Yeah,
gonna
I was gonna try. We did a test stream for Rumble Studio on Wednesday. I wanted to do Rumble exclusive using Rumble Studio, and just like Jesse just said, it's in beta right now. It's got a lot of issues. I would have liked to have done it, but it would not have been a good stream. They have a lot they have to work on, but it will get fixed. And I think that Rumble Studio has a lot of fucking potential. There's some very cool stuff you can do over there that you can't do on here. One of them being highlighting fucking Rumble chat, which unfortunately, apparently something fucked up. Somebody told me that it was in there before, but when I did the test stream, I couldn't even highlight fucking Rumble chat. It had a weird thing. You could pin a message, but just like a teeny tiny little thing down in the corner. You could pin a fucking chat, but you couldn't just highlight chats like you can on here. So yeah, we'll just have to wait. But I have faith. I have faith they'll fix it. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna send a message. There's 5 main issues that I'm gonna send to them. Like, yeah, guys, you gotta fix this.
What?
I just
Rumble,
want more
it's not
streaming
just.
slots.
Oh yeah. It's with Rumble and not just with YouTube. I think this is a smartphone thing. I think this is something that's kind of translated onto all of us unintentionally, for most of us even. The smartphone age has really decreased our attention span and waiting for things to get good, because we're so used to everything being ready and good within the flip of a light switch, that nowadays when we're dealing with something that's not as at the best it could be, like Rumble, we're just like, oh man, we want to get there. Come on, what's going on, guys? We're calling all these things that are imperfect, but a lot of you guys remember here on the panel what YouTube used to be, but a lot of people have forgotten that. A lot of people have forgotten that, hey, once upon a time, YouTube had these things, these problems too. They had their flaws, they had their issues then too. But a lot of people forget that because they're focused on what Rumble doesn't have, because YouTube has that now. The smartphone age has really made a lot of people forget about where YouTube once came from.
Dude, I remember when YouTube first started, and I was like, you're telling me that you want me to go there just to watch people's home videos?
Oh
like,
yeah,
that was the impression we had. It was just home video. Like, this is the dumbest thing ever. This isn't gonna last. This isn't gonna go anywhere. And
I remember
look where it
videos
is.
couldn't be more than like 15 minutes long on YouTube. I remember when videos couldn't be more than 15 minutes long on YouTube. I'm trying to think of what else. I remember, oh man, all the videos would like get draggy, they would lag, they'd skip sometimes, and the sound would get all Androidy at times too. The old good old Android sounds. Yeah, I remember all those flaws of YouTube way back when. And at the time, to me, it was the best thing to get. Another big thing a lot of people forgot about is how, if let's just say like a movie trailer came out for like a big movie that was like coming out, it was on the way, we did anything but go to YouTube to watch that trailer. Now YouTube is the first place we go to find that trailer.
Yeah,
I remember, like, let's just say The Dark Knight Rises. I remember I gotta watch that trailer. And I was just like, I don't want to watch on YouTube. I want to watch on the website of Warner Bros.' Dark Knight website. But nowadays, if a movie like that came out, everyone's gonna look first for it on YouTube. They have taken advantage of a lot of people, and admittedly, even me, which I'm starting to figure it out. They've taken advantage of us, and they know we're all by default creatures of habit, and they take advantage of that, and they've made us into these creatures who now say we have to go to YouTube for these things. That's why we got a lot of shit to undo. It's gonna take at least, in my opinion, realistically 5 to 10 years at least to undo a lot of this.
Yeah. To answer Tom's question, we always stream on multiple platforms. Right now, we're on Facebook, this YouTube, the Vets Talking Twitter, and on Rumble. I also did set up accounts on Odyssey and Kick. However, setting up those other streams just feels like a waste of fucking time because nobody ever watches them. But at the very least on Odyssey, every single one of our videos gets backed up on there. So all the videos that we do here on YouTube is also backed up on Rumble and also on Odyssey. So yeah, we do a lot of multi-platforming. It's just the channel just doesn't have that much pick up on the other platforms. You know, we picked up 12,000 people over here because of Tom McDonald videos and the other ones. I mean, I think we're like 257 on Rumble. 257 people compared to 12,000. So, I mean, we'll always dedicate, no matter what, we'll always do YouTube and Rumble. That's always going to be the case. Just the other stuff is just like in case people want to watch it over there. But yeah, there's no contract. I mean, as far as it works when you're monetized, you do the AdSense agreement. However it's called. Yeah, it's just a deal. So I make money here on YouTube, but there's no contracts. Nothing saying I can't go on other platforms or anything like that. Anyways, we've been going for 2 hours and 40 minutes. I think this is a good time to just go ahead and close it up here. Been a lot of fun. Actually, it's more of an angry show. It's ended up being more like a knife hands than anything else. But it's a good conversation. I think the chat was enjoying it as well. I love all the interaction I've been seeing in there. Big Rob, 75th Ranger Regiment retired. What are you up to, buddy?
Well, I'm not looking forward to next week, man.
What's next week?
Just going back to work. This weekend was too freaking short. I stayed up too late playing video games, and I lost my whole weekend.
Mr. Insomniac over here. You never fucking sleep.
Yeah. Just still putting out videos every once in a while on YouTube and Rumble. Yeah, man, thanks for having me again. And it's always good to be here. Good to see you again, Nick.
And he's silent. You are muted.
Yeah, muted.
Boomer.
There you go.
I said good to see you, man. Have a great 9 week.
Yeah, you too.
By the way, also 10 days, I will be heading to Orlando for the MegaCon meetup. Anybody who's going to be there. Hopefully, I'll have our first merchandise. I've got 2 shirts coming out. Hopefully, I'll have it ready. I'll be wearing it. I'll be sporting that shit, handing out cards saying, here you go. This is where you can find it. Nick, you going?
I will not be able to, unfortunately. The next thing I will probably be able to do is probably in June on the Dix division. We're working on doing a Dallas meetup. We're going to do it around the weekend of the Fan Expo. So for those in the chat, you heard it here early and 5 months advance, the weekend of Fan Expo in Dallas. We are doing something. We're working out who we're going to collaborate with, whether it's Nerdrotic, or Geeks and Gamers, or both, or someone else entirely, or all the above. Regardless, the Dix division are doing something.
Okay.
So,
nice.
And you do, yeah. You should come out. We did a Dallas meetup. It was Nerdrotic, Dix division, and Rippaverse last summer in Dallas.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it was a blast.
I wanted to go. Unfortunately, my priority is Vegas, and I didn't know when something was going to happen in Orlando because Geeks and Gamers was talking about something. So I opted not to do Dallas, not to do Anime Matsuri. Like, I want to go to Orlando, so that was my priority. And Orlando's so thankfully fun. Now MegaCon is happening, so I managed to save my mind to be able to do this.
No, man,
yes.
Enjoy Orlando. I wish I could go. The timing's not good for me. It's a timing issue. So, but enjoy, man.
Well, this is such last minute too. JB says, if I'm going to meet with you, you need to come here. I don't travel. Well, where are you, JB? One thing, we're going to do something here at Lake of the Ozarks. It'll be the official FNT fan meetup. Like I said, I've been saying for a long time, I've got Chrissy Mayer. We've got a location for her. She's going to do a show here, and I want to do our first annual FNT fan meetup here when Chrissy Mayer's here. And I managed to feed a little seed into Gary when he was on the show. I told him about that. I'm like, Gary, I know you're going to like this area. It's very based. Everyone's conservative around here, and it's fun as fuck. And so, I mean, I wasn't waiting for a response, but at least it's in his head now. So maybe at some point I can get them to do a meetup here at Lake of the Ozarks. Pretty fucking awesome. So, Jesse, what are you up to, buddy?
Bible studies over for today. So tomorrow, 11 a.m. Morning stream. I'm sitting here eating some shrimp right now. Trying to help.
Is that what you're eating?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, shrimp.
Nice. I hate shrimp, but yes, go ahead.
You are a natural child. You are a natural child. All right. So I will see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Morning prep. Other than that, we'll see what happens next time on Vet Sucking. I love this show.
Amen.
I love my
love
show.
You, buddy.
Yeah.
Love you, buddy. Check out, go sub to him over on Rumble. Get his channel going since his channel here on YouTube got fucking shut the fuck down for someone eating a banana. JB, you're in Oregon. That's not happening, dude. Fuck no, that's not happening. You need you need to fucking get the fuck out of there, dude. This is
fuck this shit. I'm out.
Fuck that shit, dude. I ain't going to fucking Oregon, man. I'm sorry for you, dude. Nick, 32 Flavors of Nickweiser. Love you, buddy. Thank you very much. You've been great as always, dude. What do you got going on?
Obviously Toxic Tuesday coming up this week. We'll be talking Rambo 4, the 2008 movie.
Get Rob. Get Rob on there.
He's welcome to come on if he wants to.
Oh yeah, man. I love Rambo.
Reach out to me find me on Twitter. We'll talk. Seriously. Just reach out to me. We'll I can make it happen. 100%. Yep. That's not just me sitting face here and here, but we'll be doing that. Of course, if there's any G.I. Joe fans in chat, me and a few buddies, we just talked about the new Cobra Commander comic that came out. It's wild. It's huge. Thanks for having me. Always good hanging out with you, Adam, Common Nerd, Rob. And for the familiar faces in the chat, great to see as always. And for the new faces, hopefully you liked what I guess you could say what I had to offer tonight. And come check out what I do on my channel because we have fun there. And we try and make sure we get drunk and, enjoy the presence and energy and company of each other. I know it sounds very homoerotic and like Top Gun, but you get my drift. It's very homoerotic. But no, seriously, thanks for having me. I love hanging out here on Vets Talking, and I'm sure the next round is inevitable, sir.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We will continue this little collaboration that we've been going. People are asking for your channel. Yes, 32 Flavors of Nickweiser. The link is in the video description below. If we can get that link in the chat there. Do check it out. Yeah, that Toxic Tuesday is a lot of fun. Yeah, we watched
there for Rambo 2.
Dude, for Rambo 2, that was a lot of fun, man. That was a lot of fun. He actually, we go through the entire movie. We see it in frame, so you don't get fucking copyright hit. And we just sit there and bullshit about it. It was a lot of fun, dude. You guys gotta check it out. Tom, definitely sub to Nickweiser. And thanks again, man. We'll definitely do this again. Hopefully it'd be great. We can actually meet up and have a beer in person. It'd be fucking awesome.
It's only one day we will, man. And
you gotta come out here to the lake.
You do that, dude.
Yeah, you gotta come out here.
If that happens this year, I will be there.
You got it. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, buddy. That being said, thank you guys so much. This was a lot of fun, man. Remember, I am worn out. I'm like sitting here like trying to compile my thoughts. Like, okay, what am I going to say next? Brain no fucking work. And thank you guys very much. Remember, you can always check out every Saturday. This is a very special Sunday show because, yes, I had to go watch my Packers lose to goddamn fucking 49ers. Again!
I heard about it. Again! I heard about that. I heard about that. It was so fucking funny, too. Because Adam was like, I'm not going to have Skinemax Saturdays because I got to watch my football. I got to watch my foosball.
Mm-hmm.
So happening. What
Mhm,
happened?
yeah.
To your, what happened to your football, Adam?
Yeah. We lost him for the 11th fucking time in the postseason. 11 fucking times. We have never beaten them in the fucking postseason ever. Anyways.
So how many times is that the beginning? No, I'm fucking with you. Go ahead, Adam. I said to fuck with you a little bit because we were supposed to do this show last night and we didn't. And
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I give everyone a heads up, though. I give everyone a heads up. Yeah, I gave everyone a heads up.
It was Adam's foosball. It was Adam's
Yes,
foosball.
I had to watch my foosball. I am an owner of the Packers. I am obligated to watch them in the postseason. I am an owner and therefore obligated. It's in my contract. Anyways, thank you guys very much.
No, it's not.
Yeah, and we fucking lost. It was sad. It's destructive, but we got a great future, so that's all that fucking matters. But yeah, thank you guys very much.
Rebuilding year. It's a rebuilding year.
Oh no, we're not even rebuilding. We're already fucking there, dude. But yeah, thank you guys very much. Remember, every single Saturday, come here for Skinemax Saturday. Every single Thursday for Knife Hands, where we talk a lot about what we were talking about tonight. But it's 10 o'clock Eastern for both of those nights. Thank you guys very much. Also, check out the Rumble. Everything else, if you put in Bets Talking without the G at the end, you will find us everywhere on Odyssey. Check out the Twitter for notifications, all that good shit. And do check out Nickweiser, 32 Flavors of Nickweiser over there. Great fucking dude. And subscribe to everyone here. Love you guys so damn much. You've been fucking great. Remember to double tap that like and subscribe. Share this out there with everyone because you don't gotta be a veteran to enjoy this content. Just don't get butthurt. You've been warned. And remember, if you hang around after the credits, you'll be automatically sent over to Horny Alf with the game stream. So do check that out. Thank you guys very much. I love you all.